The dark corner in the Disney Vault of direct-to-DVD sequels is made just a bit brighter by the film we're talking about this week, as we are talking about The Lion King 2.
Woo.
Is it Simba's Pride? I didn't write the subtitle there. Simba's Pride.
Yeah. Shout out Pride.
Yeah, damn right.
That's what it's about, too.
Yeah.
Simba's exploring some different type of lifestyles. She's...
That came out this year, maybe, yeah.
My name is Jordan Bass. Thank you for joining us here on the Disness. If this is your first time, thank you for choosing us, and thanks for joining us, and we hope to have you back. If this isn't your first time, welcome back, my fellow Disnessmen, Disnesswomen, and Disness people. As always, I'm joined by my co-host. First up, we got the pride of Lick Skillet. It's Smalltown Dalton Endicott.
Put that on my fucking tombstone.
Goddamn right. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. For reference, the town that Smalltown is from used to be called Lick Skillet back in the day.
Okay, I didn't understand.
Yeah, that was the name of Oak Grove.
That is
Lick
crazy.
Skillet. Yeah, they have Lick Skillet days. That's like
They saw one person lick a skillet back when it was like just a village or whatever, and it's like, yep.
Yeah, what do you think that came from?
Dude, I could go on and fucking on about the names of towns. Like, dude, none of them, like, even Oak Grove, like, was it just literally just like, look at all these fucking oaks?
It's a grove of oaks.
There you go.
And then bing, bang, bop.
Also joining us, she rocks, and I ain't lying. It's Kaylee Foot. Get it,
That was cute.
like Pride Rock. And,
Yeah.
Lions,
Yeah,
because
baby.
of the king.
Yeah. Lions, because, lions.
Or the Lion Queen.
Nah, they ain't made that movie yet.
No,
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, I know they will.
they probably will.
Yeah, they're whoa,
Lion.
Disney.
Oh, here we go. Lion Queen, a black mermaid.
Bro. Well, they already took away my gay fucking Pleakley, so I don't think a Lion Queen is coming anytime soon.
Yeah, they're doing a sequel to the live action Lilo and Stitch. I don't know if you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay.
I did see that.
I think they jumped the shark with this live action Moana. Like, I get they want to do it before The Rock is
It's
like too old.
Because he already
Yeah.
looks too old.
But like my whole thing is why would I watch a live action Moana when I have Moana?
Yeah.
Correct.
That movie is insanely good. It's I have a list in my phone of the best films I've ever seen. I'm very selective about what goes on that list.
And Moana's in it?
Moana is on that list. Moana is an incredible movie.
I know. I agree fully. I was obsessed with it whenever it first came out, and I was like basically an adult, but
Go back and listen to if you guys haven't heard the episode, we talked about it already. But go back and listen to my thoughts on that, because yeah, I had a lot of praise.
Mhm.
I came away from that. I had only seen it once before, and going into that, I didn't really, remember too much. And then
right.
coming out of it, I was like, holy shit.
Now, did Moana 2 perform well with people? Because I didn't
I
like
think
it.
so.
I didn't think it was even close to
A
the
lot of
first
people
one.
didn't like it.
So I wonder if that's another reason why they're going to like, well, the sequel didn't work, so let's just do a live
They
action
already
of
have
the
a
original.
third one in the works, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that like Frozen is going to do a third one as well, just because they're It's just a cash cow at this point.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But
It's just all money grabs anymore.
yeah, no, I think it's more so. I don't think it has much to do, because Moana 2 was a commercial success. I think it's more so to do with the fact that they want to capitalize on getting The Rock
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to play Maui before he's old.
I really hope they redo his hair. I think he looks pretty good overall. He does look kind of old, but I really hope they redo his hair. So that's going to kind of date this episode by the time it comes
Yeah,
out.
because maybe they already have had.
They either have or they haven't, but that's a pretty general consensus,
Oh.
I'd say.
Speaking of sequels, we're talking about The Lion King 2, as I already said. Now, I'm trying to recall, have we discussed a direct-to-video sequel yet on this show?
Oh, we haven't done very many.
Like,
So we did.
Uh,
We've done Frozen 2. Well, I mean, High School Musical 2 was the direct.
But that was on Disney. That was on Disney Channel. It premiered on Disney Channel first. It wasn't straight to video. Yeah, no. Looking at all of our episodes, this is the first time, because yeah, like you said, we talked about Frozen 2.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the first time we've actually talked about a direct-to-video sequel. Now, I know we've talked about them before. I, at one point, had said I thought this was the best one. And then I corrected myself the following week and I was like, no, I think Cinderella 3, actually. I had forgotten about that when I said that. And now I'm also like, okay, Bambi 2 is in that conversation.
I knew you were going to say that because I was about to say that.
Bambi
we just
2
watched
is
that not that long ago and we're like, what the fuck? Why is this gas?
So, like, I was yawning. If you were going to push, like, let's say you pushed the Lion King release 10 years forward, so what would that be, 2004?
Yeah.
You think this movie would have went into theaters?
Probably
You
because
think?
because by 2006-ish, they had canceled all, whenever new leadership took over, they canceled all the direct-to-video because there was like a Dumbo 2 planned. There was multiple direct-to-video sequels in the works at that time that all got canned.
I just am shocked that this didn't get, if Lion King got a theatrical release, like that movie did super well.
Well, yeah.
And then this movie, like, it was a good fucking movie as well.
About 4 or 5 years after this, Return to Neverland even got a limited theatrical release, I'm pretty sure.
So one thing that I saw that was saying why they didn't release it in theaters was because they knew the soundtrack wasn't as good.
Definitely not. And I definitely will agree. I definitely agree with that.
So
Still
I
a good
didn't think
soundtrack,
it would
though.
land.
It's fine.
Yeah, there were definitely some decent songs,
It's
but it
fine.
wasn't the original
No, yeah.
soundtrack, like, to that level.
Well, that's the
even
issue
close.
whenever you make, like,
such a banger.
Yeah, it's not common to have, like, that's why we praise movies that do have great sequels. Say what you will about 3, 4, and soon to be 5, but Toy Story 1 and 2, like, I like 2 more. A lot of people like 2 more. And then that's an insane achievement. Like, to surpass.
Is that when, like, Jesse and the Prospector and shit come in?
Yeah.
That's when we meet Jesse and Bullseye and all that. Yes, exactly. So that's a very difficult thing to achieve.
For sure.
And they were never going to be able to do that with The Lion King because The Lion King is an incredible piece of art. It's so deep. But what this film is able to do is pretty impressive considering it's a direct-to-video. Like, there was a lot of care put into this. Now, is there also plot holes? Yes, and we'll get into that soon. But I do think, like, living up to the original Lion King was an immeasurable task. And the fact that they even managed to make this as good as they did is impressive. There's clearly a lot more care put into this than a lot of the other direct-to-video sequels that came out in the surrounding years of this. Like, you look at Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, which I brought up before on this show. The animation for that is literally television animation. It looks like DuckTales from the 1980s or early 1990s.
It's obvious.
This is still not on the same scale of The Lion King in terms of animation, but it's significantly better animation than what you would
the
see
typical
from
sequels.
Yeah, exactly.
Far
and then
beyond.
even like looking at like Timon and Pumbaa, like the TV show, you know, like that's very much just straight up choppy television animation.
Yes.
So I'm really happy with what this is, and this definitely has a strong following because of the quality. It's a quality film, and there's a lot to talk about with it. So we will be doing that on this here podcast. Join us as we run down the film, and we're going to give our reviews and report cards later on. Ooh. As of right now, though, we're drinking a drink. I'm calling it Pridelands Punch. It's white rum, lemonade, and passion fruit syrup. Kaylee, it doesn't look like you've tried it yet.
No.
I don't like it very much. I don't think I like that passion fruit syrup. I usually like a subtle, like, floral flavor. But this one is like too much. And I did not put that much of the passion fruit syrup in it. But
I think it's okay.
I don't care for it.
I don't think it's a drink that I would order more than one of.
I wouldn't
but
order one.
But it's definitely drinkable.
Smalltown didn't make a disgusted face.
Yeah, and he usually does.
It's pretty It's like relatively refreshing, but I think that like some soda water hit some bubbles in that bitch. I think it would hit a little different.
I agree.
Something about like a flat, like liquor, like like mixed drink, you know, like
Yeah.
a flat.
Yeah.
They just don't hit.
Yeah.
The rum comes through there at the end. I don't know, it just weirdly tastes kind of watered down to me.
Well, that's why I like straws.
Yeah.
Like, I always drink my drinks with a straw, and I get all the flavor immediately.
Just not a straw guy. I want it delivered to my mouth. I don't want to suck something.
Yeah, you're fruity, but you ain't that fruity.
Well, not one of my personal favorites, but I guess not
It's
totally offensive.
No,
So
it's drinkable.
I would say, yeah, it is drinkable.
For me, it's drinkable.
I guess I'm just criticizing it probably a little harsher too, because I feel like we've had some pretty good drinks. Some drinks I've liked a lot lately. You know, you gotta mix in some not so great drinks there too. So
also, there's
great
I feel
drinks
like going to be
stand out.
some that are more my style, and some that are more your style,
Well,
and
yeah,
some that
and
are more
also,
Smalltown style.
like Smalltown doesn't like rum.
Yeah.
And there's like or you don't care for like pineapple juice. So there's certain ingredients that like just don't hit. For me, it's that passion fruit. I'm not into that.
I will say, for being a syrup, it is not like painfully artificial and terrible. It's just pretty strong.
Yeah. It's too florally.
Yeah.
Florally?
See, I just drank a lemon lavender Cosmo at 54th Street, and I fucked that up, and it was good.
I love lavender and things.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I like floral drinks typically.
Right.
But there is a line.
Just a little too much for me, but to each their own.
Yeah. Smalltown didn't hate it, so that's a shocker.
It is a shocker. I'll take it. That's a dub for me, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, let's get into our next segment. Well, actually, hold on.
Pause.
Have we seen this film before? Kaylee, we'll start with you. Yes?
Yes, I definitely have, but not enough times to remember everything that happened. But I knew like some of the big things that were about to happen, just not all the little things in between. I'm definitely more familiar with Lion King 1.5, which I know we talked about in the first episode that we had done of the Lion King.
And
so
we will
yeah,
talk
I don't
about one day on this show.
Oh, for sure. I'm honestly excited. But yeah, I think that's really all. Like, I've definitely seen it before, probably more than once, enough to remember the shit, but I've never had a big attachment to this movie or anything.
Smalltown, I feel like you've watched this movie in like recently, but do you have like an attachment to this, or had you seen it as a kid?
I don't know if I've seen it recently. Maybe I have. I might have thrown it on.
At least within the past couple of years, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm sure I've thrown it on for like Hendrix. Just because like I've already seen the first one a billion times. I was like, let's throw this one on. Yeah, I definitely saw it as a kid. I always loved this movie. Like I would have put it up there with the first one, just in terms of like how much I liked it. I know it's not as good of a movie, but like
the nostalgia factor.
I always loved this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kovu and shit like that. He was like, I loved him as a character.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like I have this like affinity for like the dark-haired lions, like the black maned
You do.
lions. I think it's so fucking cool, and I'm so sad that there's not actually like black maned lions.
Because when you talked about the live action or the like sort of live action Lion King on this show, I remember you being sad that they omitted Scar's black mane because they were trying to play it more realistic.
Yeah, and there are some that have like darker fur and coats and shit like that, but like the way like Scar looks, was like so dope. Yeah, and then like Kovu, who's like
has that same look.
He has the same look, but he's like not as like scraggly looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally the combination of Simba and Scar.
Is he? Was that their
No.
intention? Oh, okay. I thought
But
you said
that was
literally,
sorry.
No, you're good.
I forget that I'm the one that like looks that shit up, but that's my personal opinion because he's like got Simba's build and luscious mane, but Scar's colors.
I don't recall having seen this movie as a child. I don't think we had it on DVD or VHS tape. If I had seen it, I just didn't remember it. Like Kaylee said, I remember Lion King 1.5 a lot. I know we had that on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I didn't have an attachment with this film. Now, this wasn't my first viewing. I had watched it since it's been on Disney Plus. I think I watched it before you and I started dating. If it was before, maybe, or if it wasn't before, maybe we watched it together, but very early on in our relationship. But I had seen this once before, and not much of an attachment with it. I remember coming away from it, obviously, like having high praise for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get more into that later. But yeah, no, I mean, I have a relationship with the first Lion King. I grew up watching that all the fucking time. This was only my second viewing of this one, though, so I did remember some key moments, but then there were other things that, I don't know, I just, obviously, inherently with doing this show, like the knowledge that I'm going to be talking about the film later as I'm watching it, I'm analyzing it on a different level. So there was definitely some different takeaways that I had, or just things that I noticed more this time that made me appreciate it more than I did the first time I watched it. So that'll be cool to get into as well. With all that being said, though, it's time for our next segment here on the Disness. Kaylee time.
Alrighty, guys. Time for your favorite part of the show.
Whoop, whoop.
We're talking about The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. This movie was released on a Tuesday.
Going up on a
Tuesday. October, shout out my Libras, 27th of 1998. Shout out the 98ers. That was the year Jordy
That's
was
me.
born.
I'm a 98er.
The year of our Lord and Savior, Jordan Bass.
Exactly. The runtime for this flick is 80 minutes or about an hour and 20, if you can't do that math.
Smalltown can.
Smalltown can. He clocked me one time when I couldn't do the math. And I'll never forget that. For that day of 1998, who was the president?
Bill Clinton.
Yeah. The number one movie. There's two options here. I know you're not going to get the first one. There's maybe a chance you could get the second one, but I'm only going to give you a short period of time to try to guess.
Mission Impossible.
No.
Men in Black.
It's animated.
In 98.
Animated for kids?
Yes. And it was not Disney.
The Iron Giant. That didn't
No.
come out this
Space
year, I
Jam.
think.
No.
Space Jam was earlier, right? Maybe slightly. I feel like I'm going to be so mad if you say it.
Well, you got to give us the studio it's from.
DreamWorks.
Oh, it was DreamWorks. Oh, so it was Ants?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, damn. That even popped in my head, too. But I was like, no way it was that big.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it was
it
pretty
had
big.
just come out. But it has a 92% on Rotten
That
Tomatoes.
movie's fucking good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's deep.
It's just
It's
a
dark.
little, it's that scary era of animation. And the animation
Where it
in
don't
that
look quite
bothers the
right.
fuck out of me. And then the other one is Pleasantville,
I don't know
which
that movie.
stars Tobey Maguire, Reese Witherspoon, and William H. Macy.
No, pretty
So,
stacked
like,
cast.
yeah.
I love William H.
And it
Macy.
also has really high ratings and
All
reviews.
right, we got to add it to the list then.
Yeah.
Shit.
The number one song, I don't think you guys will get
98. What genre?
Like R&B, I guess.
So we looking like Boys to Men?
No.
Backstreet Boys in Sync. It's probably a little too early
Yeah, I
for
wouldn't
them.
call that
It's
R&B.
one person.
It's one person.
Mary J. Blige.
No.
Monique.
That's pretty close.
Close in terms of what?
The names are almost the same, but and that I guess it starts with the same first three letters.
Monica Lewinsky.
I'm not. Yeah, that's all the time I'm giving you. Take out Lewinsky.
Monica?
Yes,
That's just her name is Monica?
that's her name is
I don't know who the
Monica.
fuck that is. It might have been Lewinsky, honestly.
Her. Well, we'll talk about her later. Monica did the song "The Boy Is Mine."
Oh, I do know that song.
But that's not this song. The song from this is the number one song right now today is "The First Night," which I did not know that song. I did
you listen to it?
I did listen to it.
I'll have to listen to it because that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, you might because you grew up on R&B
Yeah.
and shit like that. But also Big Green. I don't know.
I
how much
guarantee
I
you play
guarantee
Green now.
you Big Green has a fucking Monica.
I was just
record.
that. Yes, 100% he does.
Yeah, you're probably right. So it's October, it's fall, we're a couple days before Halloween. Phones and CDs are the big cheese, along with metallic colors, platform shoes, Old Navy, and Discmans. Bill Clinton is currently being impeached as of, I think, October 8th. Back when that was a real thing. The Yankees just won the World Series.
Boo.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'll spit all up in my mic for that one.
It's the only sports team that I have a hatred for.
I hate the Cowboys too.
Yeah, I don't like Cowboys fans piss me off and shit. And I like seeing the Cowboys because I love every single year. There's those analysts that are ride or die fucking Cowboys fans. They're always like, "This is the year," and then they go
30 years.
They win like
that.
7 games.
Yeah.
And so I take some pride in that. Of like, not pride, but like just I get a little bit of joy. I guess. Some sick joy from that.
Yeah. And then popular toys include the Tamagotchi, Bop It.
Yeah.
Shout out Bop It. I want to get
Bop
another one
It.
of those.
Twist it,
Suck
Pull
it.
Oh.
jerk it.
The fucking Temu Bop It. Mom,
What are you giving to our kids?
That's funny. Furbies, the Nintendo 64 versus the PS1. Which one did you have?
I had an N64. I never owned
I had
a
a
PS1.
PlayStation 1.
Oh, fight right now.
I had a PlayStation 2, but I never had a original PlayStation. But it's so funny, you know, I talk about all the time is like how much people that like for real grew up in the 90s. Like you and I
We didn't
barely
grow
grew.
up in the 90s.
Yeah,
no.
we
We were
didn't
born
grow
in the
up.
90s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But people that for real grew up in the 90s are always acting like 9/11 hit and everything from the 90s went away. All the things Kaylee just named from 98, I grew up with. All of those
Same.
things.
Dude,
I
I will
had
say that
all
like
of them.
it
except
might
for the
it's
PlayStation.
probably romanticized to an extent, but like, dude, the 90s did sound like a sick ass time to like grow
Yeah.
up in.
Because it was pre like
It was very whimsical.
It was like enough technology and shit where like life was easier,
right.
but also like not this bullshit we're dealing with constantly now with the
Mhm.
social media
and technology now has gotten to a point where we're just used to it. Back then it was like exciting.
And special.
Like now it's not now you don't get that same level of like curiosity and like amazement.
Dude, the
Mhm.
clothes were pretty sick too back then. Like the way people
Yeah.
Style
dressed
was great.
pretty
Why
sick.
do you see so much of it? Why do you think you see so much of it seeping into modern day fashion now too?
Yeah, now it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back. It's also because recession times. But popular shows include Jordan has been watching this, I think, a little bit more recently. The King of Queens.
I kind of forgot
Kevin
about that
James?
show.
Yeah.
1998.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy fuck.
Well, yeah. I love those shows that like started in the like
Fucking
mid
38
to
the
late-ish
spot,
90s.
baby.
Mhm.
That's what that shit was on.
What
38
you know
the
about it?
spot.
Because like I
Yeah.
you think of shows like Friends, and you're like
Kids who
90.
didn't have actual cable at their house. We had antennas.
But yeah, no, that was me watching King of Queens at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, every single day after
Mhm.
school. And that's how I discovered it was 38 the spot. Funny
Yeah.
enough that you mentioned that. But like people think of like a show like Friends as like, oh, that's 90s. You know, Friends aired into 2004.
Yeah.
Like I'm very fascinated about those like decade splits
Yeah.
with shows, because it's also like, especially from the 90s and to 2000s, when you watch like the first season of a show that started in the 90s and then you watch the last season when it wrapped up in like 2006 or 7 or whatever, it's just crazy. So that some of those shows ended up falling into the HD era.
Yeah,
Like,
and I was gonna
oh,
say
yeah.
that
Cool.
the quality
Yeah.
of it,
But
from
also,
beginning to
like,
end.
How much like we talk about fashion, like fashion evolves,
Mhm.
humor evolves. You start seeing more of the 2000s and onward technology finding its
Mhm.
way into the show. Like, so yeah, that's actually really, I'm fascinated by those kinds of shows.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, we we watched like 3 episodes. Like we have cable, and I turned I can't remember what we were watching, but after it was over, I was like, oh, King of Queens is on. And our roommate Keegan was like, oh my God, I forgot about King of Queens. And then we sat there and watched like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Is that the one Ben Stiller's dad is in?
Yep.
Okay.
Jerry Stiller. Yeah,
Jerry
he's great.
Stiller.
R.I.P.
And then shout out all the moms out there, perhaps listening. Sex in the City.
My mom
My
loves Sex and the
mom
City.
loved that show and had the perfume, and I had the discontinued Sex in the City green perfume. I don't remember the name of it, and I lost it in the apartment fire, and I'll never get over that because I
My
was
mom was
saving that.
19 in 1998. So.
What's the deal with
My
I'm sure
mom was
there's-
20, so
Oh, okay.
I guess that's not crazy, except for you're
a
multiple
lot
years
older
older than
you.
me.
Yeah.
Sure, there's a reason for this, but why do you guys think like middle-aged women that came from that era have such a desire to consume like sexy content? Like, why is that? What,
They were, I mean, because there's like some
like taboo?
it was like almost sexual oppression, and that's not just of women. Sexual oppression was like just culture,
right?
You don't talk about sex, you don't like see sex, and then like these women, like my grandma she's fucking read so many books that are just like without a doubt there's so much sex
just
in
porno in word form,
but it's okay because it's books.
And also it's really elegant too, you know. It's not like he fucked her real good.
You would be shocked.
Okay, I'm sure I'm not saying books like that literature doesn't exist like that. I'm just saying a lot of these like Fabio type stories, you know.
Yeah. But even then,
love.
They can get very graphic.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, there's passion there.
Yeah, that's fair. And then my last two were Cat Dog and Dawson's Creek.
Cat Dog.
I love Cat Dog.
Yeah, Cat Dog is an OG. Back to the movie. For production, in 1994, they were already discussing a direct-to-video sequel before The Lion King even released.
That makes sense because I believe Return of Jafar had came out the same year and was successful.
That's probably why then. It was officially assigned a director in 1996, and then it just kind of went from there. The story and casting went through quite a few changes, including them making Kovu not Scar's son, so that he wouldn't be related to Kiara.
Well, he wasn't technically Scar's son.
I know. That's why I said not Scar's son.
I thought you meant like that was an original.
They kind of were like talking, like they kind of wanted him to be Scar's son, but they were like, "There's no way we can make that work because then it goes into incestuous territory."
But like also, like there was only one male lion when Mufasa was around, and you never saw Nala's dad, so I'm gonna assume that Nala is also Simba's sister. Just based on
who a good question is who impregnated Zira? If
really
not Scar,
question.
Who?
Yeah.
Well, they probably had a dad that died.
No, a loyal follower of Scar.
Right. It's just it's one of those mini plot holes that this film has. By creating a whole new pride of.
It would have been better because I don't think people would have even thought about the fact that.
They could have even, I was thinking about that. Like, yeah, I don't think anybody would have been calling it out. Because I think
even if you miss just that little segment whenever Nuka goes like, it's not even his son. Mm-hmm. You would think for the rest of the movie that it is his son. And it doesn't change anything. You're not like, ew, these fucking lions are cousin fuckers.
Yeah,
like,
I think
they're lions.
They would. I think they could have made it funny, though, by having, like, Timon say something stupid and silly.
There's no way to make that funny.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I'm like, they're cousins and they're fucking.
But they're so distant. Like, if you look at, like.
I don't know. Their grandpas or brothers?
His uncle. Yeah, but that's still like, I mean, that's a
Smalltown's trying to justify it for so that way he can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me you're Smalltown without telling me.
Yeah. I would never fuck my uncle's son.
Okay. So the director of this movie calls this a variation of Romeo and Juliet, but you actually understand the position of the parents, which I thought, yeah, that's pretty fair and cute, and also had a happy ending and not everybody dying. None of the original animators were involved in this. It was mostly made by Walt Disney Television Animation Studios in Sydney, Australia, with the rest of the background and story and finishing touches being done at the feature animation studio in California, the Disney Canadian Animation Studios, and then Toon City, which was the more newer, modern.
Wait, so Australia and Canada worked on this?
Yeah.
And they didn't have there wasn't any incest in the movie?
What are you talking about? That is an American thing.
You know Canadians and Australians are super incestuous.
Says
you know that, right?
Who?
Me. I took a poll.
Did you?
Yeah, 94% of Canadians are cousins.
Wow.
In general.
That's crazy.
So, mathematically, you're going to have a lot of cousin fucking.
That's probably why they talk a little bit weird.
Are you
That is-
being
I'm just kidding.
serious right
No.
now? Okay.
No,
Of course
not at all.
Nobody's being serious.
Smalltown's very convincing.
He's convincing for sure.
Smalltown could convince me of just about anything. I feel like you could convince me that you're my dad.
Be tough mathematically.
Yeah. But then you could also convince me that you're actually 50 years old.
this has all been a ruse. I would have played it off really well.
He just wanted to spend some time with his long lost son. And then finally, the music was done by Nick Glennie Smith, and it was a big collaboration with a lot of different people that created the different songs.
Is it like hyphenated or is it Glennie Smith?
It's Glennie Smith.
All right.
You got two last names. You got a problem with that?
Is it hyphenated?
Yeah,
No.
you just
Is
said
it
it's
Glennie
two last
Smith?
names.
His last name is Glennie
And
Smith.
Smith, I would assume.
So
Is
it's
it
like
Glennie space
There's
Smith
no
or Glennie
it is
Smith, one
space.
word.
There is no dash or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
I answered you.
Well, I know,
immediately.
but that still didn't quite answer me because I'm just asking if it does take the hyphen out of the situation. It is two separate words.
Yes.
Okay. That answers my question.
I was thinking like Glennie Smith.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay, I made sure to put a good pause in between the two. Shout out, poll off in the comments if you think I put enough of a space in that. For the release of this movie, it was a direct-to-video in North America, but some other European and Latin American countries released it in theaters, which, I don't know. I feel like it could have been released in theaters here and people would have still, popped out to see it for sure. But
Yeah.
in the United States, about 15 million copies of the movie were sold, with 3.5 million in sales in the first 3 days. And then in total, this movie accumulated 464 million in sales and rentals worldwide. It is one of the most successful direct-to-video releases.
I think there's also that thought process of okay, we put this into theaters. Our animation is under a lot more scrutiny by critics,
Mm-hmm.
Like it is going to automatically be compared if it's also a theatrical release. And if
Fair.
they're not willing to pour the money into it as they would to include it in the official Disney film lineage,
Mhm.
then you kind of have no choice but to do. And also they recognized the direct to video market was successful at this time. They were doing, obviously, like I said, Return of Jafar, I'm pretty damn sure was pretty successful,
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, let's take this really popular property and let's do something with that in this market, So
Mhm.
they're really tapping into that at this point. So yes, I can see an argument for this could have made it to theaters, but I can also see why they wouldn't have, considering
Yeah, from a
circumstances.
critic's standpoint, I get that. But at the same time, it still has way more effort and money into it than others. But for the ratings and reviews, Rotten Tomatoes critics gave it a 67% with 12 reviews. So not many at all. And then the audience, with over 250,000 reviews, gave it a 61%. IMDb gave it 6.4 out of 10 with 83,000 reviews. And Letterboxd gave it 3.1 out of 5 stars.
Shocker.
So pretty... Shocker?
Because on the last episode, Smalltown was I feel like every movie on Letterboxd is a 3.
Oh, yeah. My favorite quote from Letterboxd, though, was actually the top review. There were quite a few funny ones that made me giggle, but this one got me to giggle first. So James said, "Hey, what the fuck? They put effort into this." And that was exactly what I was thinking while I was watching the movie. I was wow.
That's basically my
And yeah, it was funny how we were talking about that earlier. Yeah. Because we agree. For sequels, we have, as we've talked about, The Lion King 1.5, and then Timon and Pumbaa the series, and then The Lion Guard, Return of the Roar and Show.
Which I will get into The Lion Guard here in a little bit.
The Lion King live action, which is episode 65 of the Disness, if you want to go listen to that. And then the live action Mufasa. and then the musical and Broadway show were also created. Lots of media. This is a multi-million, if not billion-dollar.
Lots of media.
Lots of media. Lots of shows.
It's the best media.
The best. Love lions. They're the strongest. They're the king of the pride. Some would say I'm a lion.
Don't love the black lion.
Oh, God. Our director is Daryl Rooney. 66 years old. He's a Canadian animator, and they're
You won't be happy with Smalltown then.
Like fucks his cousin.
He's a storyboard artist and director for Disney since 1978, the year my mom was born.
It's the year my dad was born.
Oh my God. This is what he's best known for, but he also directed Mulan 2 and Lady and the Tramp 2 Scamp's
I
Adventure.
actually threw on Mulan 2 recently.
Yeah, and it like kind of pisses me the fuck
Oh,
off.
Good God.
He also worked as a visual effects animator for the 1982 Tron,
Wow,
which
okay.
is cool.
I fucking love
And then he
Tron.
was also a writer on Aladdin.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in the background of a
seen
lot of
some good
things,
stuff.
so shout out Daryl.
Shout out
One of
Daryl.
them background guys. Our producer is Janine Russell. Didn't find an age for her. There wasn't a whole lot of information, but she's an animator, animation producer, and production manager that also worked on Lady and the Tramp 2, along with Aladdin and the King of Thieves, Pocahontas 2, the first Tinkerbell movie, and more. She's also behind the scenes, lots of like producer and storyboard type work. For our
shit.
cast
Type
type shit. So since this is a sequel, we actually do have a lot of cast that reprised their role. First off, Simba was indeed Matthew Broderick,
Hell yeah. I thought he sounded like Matthew Broderick. I
but
was like,
his
this guy-
singing voice was a different person.
Right. I think
this
that was
time.
the same case for the first film, though, right?
Yes, but yeah. And then Nala was Moira Kelly again. Timon was Nathan Lane again. Pumbaa was Ernie Sabella again. Rafiki was Robert Guillaume. And then lastly, Mufasa, his I think one single line in the movie, but that was James Earl Jones. And then for our cast that didn't reprise, Zazu was originally Rowan Atkinson, also known
Mr.
and loved as
Bane.
Mr. Bane.
Bane.
Bane. He was replaced by Edward Hibbert for this and Lion King 1.5 and some of the episodes of Timon and Pumbaa that he appeared in.
He did a damn good job because I didn't notice a difference.
He's been he was a literary agent for some fucking company that helped with financing other companies other people, creators of sorts, and then these actors and such were complaining because they weren't getting money, and then turns out the guy that was doing their money books and shit was laundering just millions of dollars from the company, and so there was a big scandal, and he just kind of played dumb. I think that was the general consensus, and he's still doing his thing now. Obviously, that shut down and everything, but he didn't face any jail time or court or nothing.
Boo.
But he's been working since 1977 in film, TV, theater, and one single video game for Star Wars. And then Scar was originally Jeremy Irons, but Jim Cummings took over the role completely because Jim Cummings was the singing voice in the first movie.
Correct.
And
Yeah, that's Jim Cummings on Be Prepared, right?
I thought,
Yes.
didn't he end up halfway through taking over the voice?
No, Jeremy Irons tried to, and then I think his voice gave out on him,
Mhm.
was what it was.
yeah,
For
he
some reason,
did
I
a
thought
little bit
that-
of the song, and then Jim took over, and we were talking about I think the transition of if we could tell or not.
See, I thought that for some reason I thought that Jim Cummings had actually taken over Scar completely in the during it. He
I don't
had
think
ended
during
up
the
just
first one.
taking the voice and everything. I don't know. I could just be confused because it was the music or whatever, but
I know
Yeah.
that
I saw
whenever Jim Cummings goes to different cons and whatnot,
Yeah.
one of the characters they put on his thing is Scar.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people get confused, oh, he voiced Scar,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's part of where that's coming from. But I'm pretty sure he just did the singing. I don't think he took over the actual role.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was still Jeremy
I'm also
Irons.
pretty sure it was still just the singing, but he did take over everything else. Also, I was really kind of thinking about it because they have him credited, but I cannot remember a specific time where Scar spoke.
It was just in that flashback. Like
yeah, the
nightmare.
flashback, just
Yeah.
like with Mufasa.
I think he literally said like one word or 2 words or something.
Okay.
Like that.
Was it Long
Hi,
Live the
Todd.
King?
Yeah, or something like
Todd
that.
has joined the show.
Todd.
Todd. Our cat.
And obviously, I don't need to talk about Jim because that's motherfucking Jim Cummings. And if you don't know him at this point, what the fuck are you doing? So for our new cast, we have Kiara. It is Neve.
I think Nev Campbell, right?
Nev. I think it's Nev too. Nev Campbell. She's 52 years young, and we actually have the same birthday, which is
Ooh.
awesome. October 3rd. Shout
Sweet
out Mean
twins.
Girls Day.
Yeah, you guys should be best friends.
That's what I'm saying. I would love to. She's a Canadian actress and known the known scream queen from the franchise. For the lovers out there, she was Sydney Prescott. She's an amazing actress and has been a part of so much. She's won multiple awards, but I really didn't see any other Disney besides a random 2020 film called Clouds that seems to be, it was based off a true story, and oh god, I can't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it was like a kid in a wheelchair, or I'm sorry, a kid that had something up, and he
Paraplegic child.
maybe,
Was he
or
in a wheelchair or
had-
not?
I think so. And he went to the talent show and performed "I'm Sexy and I Know It."
Fuck yeah.
And so
Man,
that's
what's up
all
with
I
the
know.
Clouds, though?
Was that a Disney Plus movie?
It was on Disney Plus, but they removed it
Yeah.
in 2023.
Yeah, they've been
So
doing that.
you-
They did that with Togo.
It did say that you could watch it somewhere else. I'm not for
I'm
sure
Still
where.
waiting on them to do that with Togo.
Yeah, for fucking real. We'll find it on.
Should at least put it on
DVD.
fucking like Amazon Prime where you can rent
Mhm.
it or buy it or
Mhm.
some fucking shit so you can still profit off of it. I hate that shit. I hate
And also
big
it's so good.
corporations. Yeah,
It's
it's a
so
great
good.
fucking movie.
And then we have Kovu is Jason Marsden, an actor and voice actor that's actually known for voicing Max Goof.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, I think I did know
since 1995, and like everything, he voiced a lot. But for Disney specifically, he voiced Kevin in Gummy
that. Oh,
Bears.
yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't
All
realize he did
7
that.
episodes that he was in.
No, Kevin was in a good amount of Gummy Bears.
Okay, he was in 7 episodes. He voiced him in 7
I
episodes.
think
then.
also the voice actor for Kevin changed multiple times.
Yeah.
Throughout the Gummy
Okay,
Bears.
so he voiced in at least 7 of those episodes, and he also voiced Thackeray Binks, the cat in Hocus Pocus,
Oh, okay.
or the character that
Never
got turned
remembered
into a cat or something. I don't know. I don't know that movie very well. Jungle Cubs, Kim Possible, and more random stuff. And then he was actually originally supposed to voice Kenai in Brother Bear 2, but he was replaced by Patrick Dempsey.
Wow.
Wah, wah. Lastly, he's still active and he's done a bunch of video games as well.
He's
Ow,
fucking.
Todd just bit me.
Isn't Chester McBadbat? Is that not the singer? That's Chip in the Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah,
Is
I
his
don't
name
know.
Skylark?
I don't
That's
remember.
Chip Skylark. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that is.
Because
Chip.
that name, Jason Marsden, that sounds so familiar.
He's been in a lot of shit. He's voicing a lot of stuffs.
Well, I don't watch a lot of animated stuff, so I was wondering if he like actually did like acting, like on
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, he
acting.
did.
Yeah.
Do you recognize him?
No, I don't. That's the
Oh.
Hocus Pocus.
Mm-hmm. But he voiced the cat.
Yes, it's so weird because like that name is so familiar.
Yeah, I think I also thought it was a little bit familiar.
I wonder if there's another Marsden somewhere.
Oh, I think you're right. I think there is another Marsden, and it like specifically said there's no relation.
Oh,
I forget
okay.
what his first name was.
Oh, are you thinking of Nick Swartzen?
Oh, maybe that's what I thought. Yeah,
So
Full House
Oh, yeah. He was?
and Boy Meets World.
yes.
Oh,
4 episodes and 9 episodes.
Oh, word,
respectively.
two great shows,
Mm-hmm.
especially Boy Meets World.
So to continue our new cast members, we now have Zira, who is the evil mom, and that's Suzanne Plachette. She died at 70 years old in 2008, but she's a very successful actress that was nominated for multiple awards, including Emmys and Golden Globes. She actually got big from Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Oh, word.
I do recognize her face, actually. She had a great career with no other Disney unless you count the dubbed Spirited Away, which I don't.
No, I mean, it was
that's
it was
Studio
just
Ghibli.
distributed in America by Disney,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah.
So
or at
it's
least
not-
the dubbed version
It's
was
not a
distributed
Disney
by Disney.
film.
No, Disney didn't create that shit.
Still related to Disney, so I think that's worth mentioning.
Right.
James Marsden.
James Marsden.
It's the
is who you're
dude from the
thinking of.
fucking. I'm pretty sure he's like Hop or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That loves having the animal sidekicks ride in his car with him. Have
Yes.
you seen those memes?
I think I know what you're talking
Because
about.
it's like him from Enchanted, and then him with Sonic, and then him and Hop.
That's so funny.
And they're always in the passenger
That's
seat.
what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that's especially why you were getting it mixed up, because they're both J Marsden.
Yeah.
Mhm. Back to Suzanne though, she battled and beat lung cancer, but never quite recovered and sadly died in her home days before her 71st birthday.
Sorry, now that I just had to I looked up to find out what the name was. I just typed in Jason Marsden related to, and then James Marsden popped up. It says, no, they're not related. However, they are good friends, and their
Mhm.
wives have been friends since childhood.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's nuts.
I did see. See, guys, it's so hard to decide what fun little tidbits I want to include and not include. Because I don't know if
Smalltown, get it?
yeah, no, literally. Yeah, but I did see that, and I just didn't know if I would be the only one that found that interesting. But yeah, isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
I bet their wives brought them together, and then they were like, "Oh, we're like kind of the same person or whatever." And then we have Vitani, who is the middle child of Zira, and that is Meredith Scott Lynn, 56 years young, an actress, producer, and director best known as Anne in Days of Our Lives. She has over 60 film and TV credits, and I definitely recognized her face. No other Disney besides a couple episodes of Pepper Ann,
Okay.
and I'm pissed because she has 3 out of the 4 shows required for a Robin Thomas.
Fuck.
Guys, I can't
Damn, we
even
ain't had
tell
a Robin
you.
Thomas in a fucking.
That's what I'm
minute.
saying.
I think we've only ever had one.
Yeah.
We haven't even came close. I don't feel
I
like
think
in a
it's
long
Robin Thomas and then
I-
whoever the other
I have
fucking
him written
one
down.
was.
It's the guy that played Tag in Friends. It was the guy from Miracle, I believe.
And even didn't we kind of give him a concession to get in?
No, because the very next week there was one where we considered a concession, but then we
Okay.
stayed firm on no.
Mhm.
We
That's good.
can't. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't do that. But I need to give him Eddie Cahill, by the way.
Eddie
Mm.
Cahill.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout the fuck
he's
out.
getting a motherfucking plaque on.
That's
our
what I'm
wall.
saying.
I think honestly, I think it would be cool to do a plaque that's like the Robin Thomas Award with a big picture of Robin Thomas,
Mhm.
and then you have the individual name
like little name
below it. So
placards.
that way we don't have to have actually it looks like we're not gonna have too many.
No,
You know,
no,
but
literally.
still just for space conservation purposes.
She got Law
yeah,
and Order,
I was gonna say.
NCIS, and CSI.
Okay, so she was missing
Criminal Minds
either
or
Criminal
Bones.
Minds or Bones. Yeah, yeah.
Like, fuck, bro. And I'm pretty sure both of those shows are done, aren't they?
Well, Criminal Minds has a It's like a reboot / continuance.
Would we
I
count
believe.
that?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
I think it's still considered within the same lineage of the original show.
Yeah, okay. That wasn't on there, or else I would have mentioned it, but there's still time. She's still active as an actress, and if that's still going, then come on, babe. Please be
Please.
the number 3 for the Robin Thomas Award.
We need to get in contact with her.
Dead ass.
Let's become her agents just for
just
to
strictly
get her
to
on
get that
Criminal
show.
Minds.
She's like, I could do way better than that.
You can,
Listen.
but you need to do this.
Or we bring back Bones.
Yo, I'd be down. I loved Bones. And then last but not least, we have Nuka. And that is, unfortunately, Andy Dick.
Boo.
60 years old, but who cares? He's an actor and comedian with a long career as a stand-up comedian that's known for his eccentric behavior, drug problems, allegations of sexual misconduct, and arrests. And he is now a registered sex offender, so no more bio for him, especially since he has no other Disney work worth mentioning.
Whenever I think of Andy
What
Dick,
a
I think
sad
of
way.
the Family Guy cutaway gag where they're at a party or something, and it's a fun ass party, and there's nothing could ruin this, And then Andy Dick comes in and he's like, "Hey, everybody, what's up? I'm Andy Dick." And everyone leaves.
That's
My
fucking funny.
favorite comedy movie of all time, Andy Dick is the star of.
What is it?
It's called Division III, Football's Finest. And Andy Dick is the head football coach.
Okay, you've told me about this
Yeah.
movie.
Dude, that fucking movie gets me.
Was this the movie where you DM'd the director?
Yeah.
And he didn't make any money off of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll never watch it again.
Man.
Yeah.
I like that. You stand on business, Smalltown.
I stand on business.
Stand on that. I have a few things I would like to discuss before we hit break. So, like I kind of talked about getting into earlier, one of the more interesting things to come out of this film was the Lion Guard series. Have you watched that, or your daughters watched that? Obviously, that's not something you would sit down and watch.
Yeah.
I didn't know if like your daughters were familiar with it. So it's on Disney Junior. It was on Disney Junior. I'm sure its episodes still air. You can find it on Disney Plus. But it's set in between the first and second films. So Kiara, Zira, Kovu, Nuka, and Vitani all make appearances on the show. Now, I personally have never seen the show, so I don't know how important to the plot they are.
Is it Disney Junior as in like super kiddie?
Yes.
Oh.
So I think it leans more like little kid friendly versus being like an actual like continuity based.
Yeah.
But that's something that I do really appreciate about it is like just at face value anyway, the fact that this is literally a preschooler show basically, but there's still enough care put into it to like not retcon these characters.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to. You can include Kiara, Simba and Nala's daughter. They didn't have to go as far to include Zira and her kids.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't think anyone would have been watching that show and been like, but where the fuck is Zira? Where's Vitani?
Yeah.
But what's even cooler is that multiple actors reprised their roles from both films for that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I thought that was very neat. There was a PC game released for this film, specifically this film. Yes. Because I could talk about Lion King specific video games, and there's a few more to talk about. But yeah, no, there is video games based off of this specific film. So there was that PC game release. It's more of like an educational arcade style game and seems to be set after the events of this second film. I always like when a video game is a follow-up of the film and not just like a playthrough of the film itself. Like that's cool whenever the video game creators can come up with like, oh, here's what would happen after that, you know? The cooler one is a release for PlayStation and Game Boy titled Simba's Mighty Adventure, and that features a full playthrough of Simba's journey from the beginning to him as a cub to the very end where he's fighting Zira.
Oh, wow.
So the video game follows both films straight through, which is really cool. Even with this being a direct-to-video release, this was a major commercial success, so of course it received merchandise and toys. Friend and former guest of the show, Selena, you can go back and listen to her on the Beauty and the Beast episode. I remember her telling me about how she tracked down a Kovu plush for her son because he loves The Lion King too and loves Kovu. And I remember her telling me that it wasn't cheap.
Oh,
and by God, these are not cheap. You can find many Kovu and Kiara plushes online at many different price points. I mean, there's some that like you could argue are on the cheaper side, but even then, like the cheapest ones that you're going to be able to find are the miniature McDonald's plushes, which you can get the whole lot of Lion King 2 McDonald's toys for like $30. So
period.
That's pretty affordable.
Yeah. Are they like the little keychain head ones?
No, they're like full bodied and they're
nice.
not keychains. Mostly every toy released for this film is wildly pricey. There's an official Mattel board game called Hop a Croc Swamp, specifically for this film.
Whoa.
And then there were action figures and play sets released as well, all of which are not cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one that they were selling like the action figures still in the box. It was like a set of 4, and they're like miniature action figures. I don't even think they're like movable action figures. They're just like in their set poses.
Yeah.
Just $75.
Okay, period.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
The board game was like $70 or something like that. You'd have to be a diehard, because like I think that's really cool that they made that, but I'm never spending $70 on that.
Right.
Especially because it looked like a very like low effort was put into that. Making
Yeah,
that
I'm
board
sure.
because they call it like, oh, it's a 3D journey or whatever, and it's literally just 3D because like the character pieces are like stand up
Like the
pieces of paper.
Candyland.
Yeah, it's literally like a piece of
pieces.
paper that you like slide into. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. That's their definition of 3D. All right.
Ooh.
Outside of toys and plushes, it was difficult to find any merchandise directly related to the sequel. So if you have any, send it our way. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, facts.
It's hard doing like Google searches for like these specific things because when I look up the Lion King 2 merchandise, it's literally just the Lion King merchandise.
Mhm.
I didn't find any. And then I ran into the same problem when I was looking for like theme park presents. So like I saw on some person's blog, they said something like, oh, there was like briefly Kovu and Kiara walk around characters. I couldn't find jack shit on that.
Really?
So if that's true and I'm wrong and you have like picture proof, send it our way.
Facts. We'll post it.
There was
Shout you
also
out.
like I forgot to mention because I didn't write it down because I kind of got sidetracked and abandoned that. But there was also the Lion Guard. They did like blind box things like figures.
Oh, dang.
Little
Yeah.
Lion Guard.
Yeah.
And there was a Kiara and Kovu.
Okay, yeah.
So
That makes sense.
for that too. So they're even recently you've still gotten
Mhm.
something
Mhm.
like that, which is really cool. All right, folks. Well, make sure to join us when we come back here on the Disness as we're going to talk about the film. We're going to give our reviews and our report cards and my favorite segment of the week. All of that and so much more when we come back here on the Disness. Kaylee's itching to get in the kitchen with that wrist twisting like it's stir fry.
Shit.
We're going to be eating that up after this here show. But welcome back here to the Disness as we were talking about The Lion King 2. And yes, folks, I am still Jordan Bass,
Thank
your
God.
host here of the Disness. And still joining me, as always. First up, we got White Lightning, Smalltown, Dalton Endicott.
I don't know how much I love that. That feels pretty much racially motivated only.
Yeah, it does sound like a KKK Grandmaster nickname.
White Lightning.
Great, the master is crazy.
Also still joining us, it's her life. It's now or never. It's Kaylee Foot.
I like that. You hit that low key. You should cover that song.
The fucking my voice, like I got like a something in my throat and when I said the her, so
It worked.
God damn. Sure, I guess. I ain't no Bon Jovi.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But it's funny that like I did that too because we were talking about mortality on the in the very next lyric, and that is I ain't gonna live forever.
Wow. You thought this
So,
all the way
kinda
through.
accidentally fitting. No, it's usually just whatever. When I'm writing the nicknames down for Kaylee, it's usually just whatever the first song that pops in my head is. I'm like, okay, what lyric can I use to introduce her with?
That's so funny. And kind of boring.
With our drink that we had, well, I also had the She Rocks and I Ain't Lying.
True. That was good. Aww.
Dude, honestly, no. Shouldn't get a nickname anymore.
Yeah, facts. She wants to call it boring.
That's crazy, yeah.
I still put effort into it.
Yeah. No, shouldn't get one anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking White Lightning, and Kaylee fucking Foot.
Okay.
Even giving her the fucking is too much.
That's true.
It's Kaylee Foot.
No, I'm sorry. I take it back.
It's not, I'm hurt.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted, like, Smalltown gets fun, different, weird. Like, you never know what to expect nicknames every time. And I'm sorry that I was a little bit jealous.
It totally fits. Fucking weird. You never know what's going to happen.
I also wanted to give it like
silly.
You can sometimes say that about me.
I also wanted to give it like distinctive, like different, like for Smalltown I do some out there shit, and for you I have like song lyrics.
So there's a thought process.
But I've also done song lyrics for Smalltown too, and given you
We did song lyrics last week.
I did.
I got a thing for big
oh
weapons
my
and thick
God,
women.
guys.
Jesus Christ.
I am sorry.
Smalltown does have a thing for big weapons and thick women.
Yeah.
This is true.
I keep trying to get the dose right. Keep missing.
By the way, so
the
question I was going to ask you guys at the start of the show that I totally forgot and it bothered me throughout the entire second half of the show was, have either of you guys tried passion fruit? Like, so our drink has passion fruit syrup in it. Have either of you guys had an actual passion fruit? Because I haven't.
I don't think so.
I've had dragon fruit and it was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's one of
quite
those things
different.
that like looks a lot better than it actually even is.
Yeah.
Now that dragon fruit syrup we have, is
Dragon
good.
fruit flavored stuff is good.
Yeah,
Dragon fruit is
So-
fucking terrible.
that's weird. That's one of those like rare opposite thing because like usually like you think of like watermelon itself, fucking great. Watermelon flavored things usually a
Meh.
miss.
No, see, not me. I love watermelon flavored things.
No, don't get me wrong. The things that do like a watermelon Jolly Rancher, great.
A watermelon Airhead's actually pretty
That's the next
fire.
thing I was gonna say. But then there's a lot of like watermelon products that's like, you didn't really nail
Like the
this.
watermelon syrup we had, terrible.
Yeah,
Didn't they
yeah,
have a
terrible.
watermelon Bud Light sour?
Yes.
Did they have a
Yes.
watermelon one?
Yes. It was the pink one.
Sure.
And the green one was the apple and the blue one was blue
well,
raspberry.
they all had, and then the yellow one was lemon. Yeah, 3 out of 4 of the flavors had like they were directly like Jolly Rancher flavors,
Mhm.
and they tasted like, dude, I miss Bud Light sours so.
They're so
I
good.
walked by the.
I swear to God, if you say
Ocean
you
Pack or
walked,
something?
you walked past something and they were selling it and you didn't buy them,
No, she would
Yeah,
buy it.
piss me
She knows how much they
I
mean to me.
Stared hard when I saw that pack of the whatever Bud Light. I think it was the Sonic ones, and there was an empty section next to it, and I even looked at the label to double check and made sure it didn't say Bud Light sours. So dead ass.
No,
If
they
I
hadn't-
found that, I would be girlfriend of the century.
Yeah.
Jordan would
I mean,
be
you already
so
are.
fucking pumped, and then the first thing we'd do is call you
Yeah, I'd buy
and
you
say
a
you're
pack.
coming over
small
right
town be
now.
staying the night.
Small town stay the
We're drinking. We're drinking a full pack of Bud Light sours and small town staying the night.
Bring it back, Anheuser-Busch, so Small Town will stay the night.
Please.
No, there was that one night where me and Small Town went to the bar and we got fucked up on some Bud Light sour seltzers. We
Mm.
tried every single flavor that night.
And you had one of each that you were saving
I
in our
did.
fridge.
Yeah, before the fire took them from me.
Mhm.
That's the biggest loss of the fire. No. That's actually not even okay to joke about, considering.
Damn. I was scared to open the fridge, low key.
Yeah, gross. All that shit in there is rotted, bro.
Mhm.
Well,
Would
yeah.
have stunk so bad.
We are talking about, speaking of stunk so bad, this didn't. As
But
we're talking
a
about
safari
Lion
jungle,
2, that
bunch
would
of.
stink.
I almost said raw animals.
raw.
Technically, I'm right.
Now I bet you Pumbaa probably smells pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Farting boy. Well, let's get right
Gassy.
into this film. So we open on a really mesmerizing and lovely number titled "He Lives in You," which is dedicated to Mufasa.
Mhm.
Kiara gets raised up by Rafiki to the Pride Lands just as Simba was in the original, and all the animals bow the fuck down. Timon and Pumbaa are here, and they're excited to teach the kiddo how to burp and eat bugs until they find out the kiddo is a girl, and they're like, "Oh hell nah!" they literally both fainted. Like that's how we.
Literally.
And then we hit the title card right after.
As if Simba wouldn't be able to have more kids.
That's true. Nope. Yeah, that's a one and done deal.
Yeah. Sorry, it's a girl.
Kiara is ever the eager child, and Simba just wants her to be careful. He orders her to stay inside of Pride Rock, and he warns her to stay away from the Outlands. And cardinal mistake there. Never warn your child to stay away from something because they will just do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's just curiosity, man. And you know what they say? Curiosity killed the cat.
And what are lions?
Cats.
Cats.
That's an astute observation.
Right?
Mhm. Thank you.
Zazu says the Outlands are full of murderous outsiders, and Simba says she'll understand one day. Nala's all like, "She remind you of anyone?" And Simba's like, "Low-key." And Nala jokingly reminds him of the dangers Simba put them in. Simba wants Timon and Pumbaa to keep their eyes on Kiara, and they got that. Meanwhile, Kiara is trying to kill a butterfly when she catches a glimpse of the Outlands. She's like, "Whoa."
Mm-hmm.
Timon and Pumbaa sneak up on her, nearly cause her to drown. Pumbaa dives in to save her. "Gee, Simba, the good news is we found your daughter. The bad news is we dropped a warhog on her." And sure as shit, Pumbaa was just sitting his fat ass right on Kiara.
Yeah.
Like, how did she not die?
She definitely did.
I like how Pumbaa just goes, "Sorry." It's funny. They give the kid a good talking to. Kiara says she's more than a princess, but doesn't know how to fully describe herself yet. Someone's like, yeah, shut the fuck up, let's eat.
Tim. I did like how they only showed like half of her though throughout the movie.
Half of her?
Yeah, because she said she was only half a princess.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What do you mean?
I'll elaborate more as we get further on.
Okay. Kiara's repulsed by their meal, and as the boys get distracted arguing over bug preference, Kiara wanders off and bumps into another lion child with a mohawk, who instantly starts antagonizing her. Suddenly, the two children are battling a whole float of crocodiles. Yes, they're called a float when they're in the water.
Okay.
But Kovu seems more interested in saving his own hide, which almost costs him his life. They do manage to escape, thankfully, or else this film would have been vastly different. Kiara is quite proud of herself
Yeah.
and full of adrenaline. She thinks he and Kovu make a great team. She's definitely crushing on him. She wants to play, but Kovu clearly doesn't understand the concept of playing.
Mm-hmm.
Just as he's like
never
starting
done
to
that
get
before.
What?
He's never done that before.
Right,
That makes
exactly.
me so sad.
But just as he's starting to get it, Simba shows up and faces off with Kovu's mother, Zira. Zira's ready to attack, but Simba's got backup from his own pride. And she claims the Pride lands belong to Scar. But Simba says they've been banished and need to get the hell up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And Zira explains that
hell up
Kovu
outta
was handpicked by
here.
Scar to become king. Timon says, that's no king, that's a fuzzy maraca. Damn, Timon, why you gotta diss the kid like that?
And straight to his face, too.
Also, fuzzy maraca, that was a strange way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
Zira has this whole sob story about not having much food or water. Oh, boo-hoo. Before cruelly and tauntingly offering up her son as their pound of flesh if they need it, which means Smalltown talked about. It was one of those things where, like, I think she knew that they wouldn't just kill a kid. But at the same time, like, what if they did?
And also, like, Scar's, like, chosen heir or whatever.
Yeah, but I think it just, that's one of those moments where it goes to show you, like, Zira's, like, ruthlessness. That's a good way of putting it. Zira's all like, this ain't over, punk bitch, as they part ways, and Kiara's in trouble. They have a very similar heart-to-heart conversation here, like Mufasa did with Simba in the first film, but I do like the differences between Simba and Mufasa in these very similar situations, as Simba is more particularly worried about losing Kiara after he's dealt with great loss in the past.
Yeah. He
Like-
doesn't want her to make the same mistake that he made.
Like, Mufasa was a lot, like, stronger. Like, you can tell Simba has a lot more, like, trauma that he is still affecting.
Like
him to this
anxiety,
day.
for
Yeah,
real.
Exactly. And I think that, like, that's honestly profound on a different level, because I think you see that in, like, the real world with generation to generation. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like not necessarily our parents, but their parents had it just a lot more together, you know? And now our generation.
Well, they just had to. Keegan and I were actually
maybe
talking
they were,
about
and they
that
were probably
earlier.
forced more too, but
He was talking about how, not to like air out Keegan's opinions and shit, but how Gen X kind of suck. And I was like, and how much of that is the fault of Gen X and not of the boomers that were just pumping out babies, and these kids weren't connecting with their parents and like having the things explained to them in a way that they were just observing and taking things in at face value and then making that be the base of their morals and how they thought the way the world works. And it's just like, you know, like,
whether it be due to lack of education on or exploration into the mental side of things, whether it has to do with that or whatever it has to do with, there is still that change in like how boomers are compared to how we are more in touch with our anxiety and
yes, just emotions
Yeah,
and struggles
emotions.
mentalities and stuff like that.
and so you see that with Simba here. Like
Yeah.
that's what I think is like really interesting.
And I also think it's cool as in it's like kind of a different perspective on if you don't raise your kids, you raise your grandkids, in a sense of like Mufasa didn't get all the time he wanted to teach Simba and like create the sense of strength that Mufasa
and now Simba doesn't
projected,
want
and
to
now
lose his daughter, you know?
yeah, and Mufasa like came in, you know, was like he was a part of this movie spiritually.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, Rafiki obviously like had his moment with him.
Yeah.
Thing, you know, but it's more just like, and I like that too, how they didn't, it was very like subtle in how they had him impact this film. Like they didn't have his spirit directly impact anything, unless you want to believe that he actually did knock that. What was that deal that broke in half?
It was just some type of like melon or some fruit
Right.
that Rafiki used to paint. But I do think that every time we saw that breeze, it was him.
Well, yeah, that's probably
like in the
what it was supposed
beginning
to
of the
signify,
movie when it
yes.
was going through Simba and Nala and Kiara, but then it went throughout the entire kingdom or whatever.
Kiara also has a strong lack of desire to be queen, unlike Simba, who is excited to be king.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that
He
juxtaposition
just
as well.
can't wait to be king.
Yeah, exactly. Then he's like, hold up, now I gotta sing a song right quick. This song is pretty solid. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's all right.
In the Outlands, we meet Kovu's siblings, Nuka, who's just straight up lying Andy Dick. Like, although I was telling Smalltown the whole time, it was just taking me out of it because I was just picturing Andy Dick.
Mm-hmm.
And Vitani. Nuka is very jealous of Kovu, and he's obsessed with impressing his mother since he feels like the rejected child. Zira is very abusive to her children to the point where they're scared of her.
Oh, yeah.
We see why Kovu was confused by playing, as playing for them is just straight up fighting each other. And Zira tries to ram her anti-Simba propaganda into Kovu's head as he cowers in fear.
I think another way that I liked, another thing that I liked about the way they depicted Zira as a mother was whenever you saw Simba pick up Nala by her scruff, like it was actually by her scruff, but whenever Zira would pick up Kovu, it was just like biting his body and just letting him dangle out of her mouth.
Yeah.
And I've heard that like when you pick up a cat by their scruff like that, it does not hurt them when they're that small. Like they don't feel it. But like grabbing him like that, I can't imagine was super comfortable. So that just kind of shows like the difference in parenting.
It's so funny because like whenever she picks him up, because like she picks him up like the middle of their body, it's all for some reason always looked like so satisfying to me. And that probably sounds so weird, but like I know it's very weird. But something about I was just like just gave me like a weird like, ooh.
You want to
like,
pick up a cat in your mouth, Smalltown?
No, I don't want to do that. I think it's just because they're cartoons. I don't think it would feel the same in real life.
Zira sees this as an opportunity, though. She thinks that if Kovu can get close with Kiara, then that would open up an opportunity for them to return to power. Before she's like, I'm kind of feeling a little song coming on, guys. It's a good villain song. I think it has a lot of strong moments, and it ramps up to feeling very nasty and evil really well.
I kind of disagree. I think the words, the lyrics were great, but the like music itself was not that.
Oh, no, I think the execution, like from verse to verse to verse, like it ramps up and gets a lot more like
yeah, well, that's your
nasty.
opinion.
It is. You're right. Yeah, they were allowed to think differently. Rafiki out here doing some Rafiki shit. He's worried about Kiara and Kovu. He receives what he believes to be a sign from Mufasa that Kovu and Kiara should be together, but Rafiki don't like the sound of that, though he trusts Mufasa anyway. We jump ahead a bit as Kovu is now grown up, and he's fully brainwashed now to avenge Scar and take back the Pride Lands. His mission is to kill Simba. Kiara is also grown up now and about to go on her first hunt. She makes Simba promise to let her do this on her own, but he still sends Timon and Pumbaa to keep a watchful eye on her. Mid-hunt, Kiara is none too happy to discover that Timon and Pumbaa have been following her. She doesn't appreciate her dad lying, although Timon tries to explain he just doesn't want her to get hurt.
Yeah, it's not that he doubts her. He just wants to look out for all the other bad
it's one of those
guys.
It's one of those things where it's like reaching a point of being overprotective, even if you can see where he's coming from.
Yeah,
because like
I could see that.
You got to question like
that.
Would he still be? And I think there's an argument for it, but there's that question of would he still be this way if it was his son versus his daughter? I
think so, simply because he's a man.
Yeah, he's still worried about losing his child.
Or he was that cub that was a boy and expected to be this grow up to be this perfect king like his perfect dad, and then fucked up.
But I still think there's also like
I think you would have had that anxiety.
I think there's still also that tinge of like she's a girl.
Sure.
You know.
But also in lion packs, the females are the hunters. That's why she was going on the hunt, because that's what they do. And then the lion, like the male lions, just look over the pack or whatever and defend them when needed to. But the women, as you could tell, were his backup.
Yeah, they're the stay-at-home parents.
When the fucking The thing is, like, when a lion, like, gets up and it's time for that motherfucker to do something, it is fucking nasty. Like,
Mhm.
them, like, they're the girls, lionesses are, like, really good hunters and, like, the strategy and all that shit with them.
Yeah.
But, like, if the fucking male has to get up, it's fucking ball game.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true. That's like the final boss or
Yeah.
whatever.
like that end fight, dude, Simba would have fucked up all of those female lions.
All
Yeah.
those
All of them.
malnourished lions.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Scraggly ass.
Kiara runs off, vowing to do this on her own. Timon says somebody's got to get a beeper on this kid for this kid. How the fuck you know what a beeper is, Timon?
Yeah, that was kind of considered a goof, but it's also like it's a Disney
Man,
movie.
No.
What year is it? We don't know.
It's supposed to be before humankind, but
Okay.
Now, if you take the
I don't think lions
if
would've
you
looked
take
like
the
that.
Timon and Pumbaa series as canon, then I suppose Timon would know what a beeper is.
correct. Well, that came after, didn't it?
The Timon and Pumbaa series. I think it did.
Mm.
I think it did start in '98.
Oh,
I think. Yeah, I could be wrong. It may have been a little bit earlier, but yeah, no. If it did start after, it wasn't too much longer after. And no, that's not a canon show. Although I have had my theory that that show is not necessarily completely non-canon, because I think that-
95.
What?
It came out.
Oh,
in
95. Okay, shit. I was wrong. Maybe it ended in 98. But my theory is that they were having like trippy adventures induced by the bugs they were eating.
Okay, yeah. No, it ended in 96.
Okay, it was literally less. Because a lot of those shows back then, they were just pumping out a new episode every single, or multiple new episodes every week.
Well, wait, there's a second one that says January 1st through September of 1999.
Okay, yeah. Well, that may have also been like the airing schedule, but maybe they made all the episodes
Yeah,
within a
that's
certain amount of
true.
time. I don't know. Meanwhile, Vitani and an overly enthusiastic Nuka are starting a fire, which Kira discovers as it spreads rapidly. Back in the Pride Lands, Simba is being a big ol' worrywart as Zazu tries to assure him that Kiara will be fine. But Simba notices the smoke from the fire and he starts freaking out.
Yeah.
He commands Zazu to fly ahead as he himself heads out after Kiara. Kiara is facing certain death when Kovu appears and goes to carry her out of the fire. Kiara comes to. She's like super pissed at Kovu for saving her, because in her eyes, at every single turn, she's had her independence ripped away from her. But this is a
Which is
situation where
valid.
she literally would have died if it
Yeah.
wasn't for Kovu. Kovu won't let her walk away until Kiara recognizes him. She's like, Kovu? Simba and Nala immediately then, right after that moment, find Kiara, and Simba's like, no more hunting for you, little missy.
Mm-hmm. She has to stay at the Pride forever.
When Simba notices Kovu, he instantly puts his guard up, but then Rafiki pulls up saying, how dare you save the king's daughter? Simba questions Kovu's motivation, and Kovu asks to join the Pride. Simba immediately shoots him down without a second thought. Kovu tries to tell him he's gone rogue. He wants to be judged for who he is now. Nala tells Simba he owes Kovu, and Zazu agrees, even though he don't like the looks of this. Simba says for now he'll reserve judgment, as he's choosing to respect Mufasa's law. Kiara's pretty happy about this, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the Pride Lands, Simba is pretty apprehensive about Kovu sleeping in the cave with them, so he's not allowed to. Kiara goes to check on Kovu, who just starts roasting her about her hunting skills. Chill, bro. That was her first fucking hunt. He claims she wouldn't last 3 days on her own.
And they also set a wildfire, like, to stop her, like, talking shit.
Kiara wants Kovu to prove his skills and says they're heading out at dawn for a hunt. While asleep, Simba has a nightmare flashback to watching his father die all over again, but this time he's like depicted as like adult Simba within the context of the dream. And this time it's really cool how Scar transforms into Kovu.
Yes.
And then tosses Simba off the edge as
And then,
well.
yeah, and Simba turns into Mufasa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's seeing like what could happen here, basically, without even realizing it.
One of the reviews that I saw on Letterboxd that I almost included was somebody saying, no way did Disney make me watch Mufasa dying twice.
Yeah, fuck you, Disney. In classic nightmare fashion, Simba wakes up before he hits the ground, though. The next morning, Kovu stalks Simba, goes to make a move until Kiara interrupts. She's like, you ready to go?
Kovu's like, fuck, but bro, you gotta chill. You'll have other opportunities. He's acting like that was his one opportunity and now it's gone.
Yeah, he's like
never gonna have
so
another
eager. Like
chance.
you just infiltrated
You
them.
just got there.
They'd
man.
kill your ass so fast, bro.
Kovu teaches Kiara some hunting tips, and Kovu almost kills Timon in the process. They're not following Kiara though. They've just gotten, they're just getting their grub on their own. And then they ask for help in getting rid of the birds so they can freely eat all the worms and shit.
Mm-hmm.
This confuses Kovu as he doesn't understand the point of all this. He's like, what's the point of this training? But he soon begins letting loose and enjoying himself and realizing there's much more to life than what he has known.
Yeah, it's not all training and fighting and anger and revenge.
That is until they run into an angry crash of rhinos. Yes, crash.
I did know
That's what
that.
they're called. Which they manage to escape, and they're laughing it up, yucking it up. Kiara and Kovu share a little awkward yet sweet moment where you can tell they're really digging each other. And that night they lay under the stars. We get another look into the mind of Kovu here. Is like Kiara's like, what does she say she sees in the stars?
A bunny with a fluffy tail.
Yeah, which by the way, Smalltown would know this. Are there rabbits in Africa?
I feel like there's desert rabbits.
I
or
mean, if
whatever.
there are, they're probably like hares.
Hares, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, probably not like your cotton-tailed rabbit.
This is just another moment where I'm like, that doesn't really add up
Yeah.
for me. You know, like, how does she know what a bunny is?
But then Kovu's like, I see two lions trying to kill each other, you know?
Yes,
So that-
there are rabbits and hares in Africa.
Okay, there you go.
Alright.
So that like gives you a really strong glimpse into like what he knows, like the lens he sees life through. But then we also get this moment where he's like
Talking about how he misses Scar. And he starts getting really vulnerable.
so they have this little moment where he's talking about Scar and Kiara comforts him. Simba sees this and speaks to Mufasa, wondering how he can come to accept Kovu. And while he's doing this, Nala walks up. She says she knows Simba badly wants to walk the path expected of him, and she says perhaps Kovu does not. She wants Simba to get to know him.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm like, this is all, Nala is literally just like a device more than anything throughout this. I really did not like her. Like she had a major drop off in terms of how important she was to the story from the first film to this.
She was kind of a device in the first one, though, too.
In a way, yeah, but I also felt like
She was the way to get Simba
yeah.
back into like the.
I just felt like she had more depth to her character in the first film
Yeah.
than here. Kovu goes to explain to Kiara why he's truly here, but ends up holding himself back. A wild Rafiki shows up and tells Kiara and Kovu to follow him. Kovu's like, where are we going, bro? And Rafiki says to Upindi, which that roughly translates from Swahili to love, is what that means. This is a super fun song, and I'm glad Rafiki got this musical number. That was cool. We see more of Kovu shedding the hateful parts of himself that has been instilled in him. They have a cutesy goodnight moment after Kiara goes to bed. Simba goes to talk with Kovu. Batani watches on in the distance and reports back to Zira that she saw them talking. And Zira's like, I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
Kovu wants to go back out, or Kovu wants to back out and tries to talk with Kiara. But
Because he's
Simba
in love.
Simba interrupts because he wants to talk with Kovu. And it's kind of fruity, low-key. He's like, stop talking to each other. And he like looks at this and says, I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, why do you
Wink?
say it like that?
Wink,
Yeah. No, and then Smalltown, what'd you say like about Simba?
He's just always like trying to be hot. Like he's always like
Mm-hmm.
stepped like into the wind, like fucking hair blown. Like Fabio, we brought him up earlier. Like, that's what he's like trying to
muscles
do. Like
flexing.
Yeah.
And I told Smalltown now for the Disness Instagram and social media and shit, I want to make a Simba thirst trap. I think
You
that'd
should.
be funny as fuck.
I'm sure there already is one. I
Oh,
guarantee you.
Guarantee you there's human beings that exist out there that would want to have sex with Simba.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, you're probably gonna find some unsettling things if you go look for.
Yeah.
Well, I already know there's fucking people that lust over Nick Wilde. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Is it the fox from?
Zootopia.
Wow,
Yeah. He's like a sex symbol.
The furries got him.
sick, dude.
Yeah. Gross. There's humans, you know. You can be attracted to humans. You don't have to be attracted to cartoon animal characters.
Yeah,
But what do I know?
Not everything.
Not everything. You're right. I'm not all knowing. Simba tells Kovu the true story of Scar, and like Kovu's literally like, "Oh, I've never heard that side of the story before." And then they have this like philosophical conversation when all of a sudden Simba is surrounded by the outsiders. Simba immediately blames Kovu, but Kovu's honest when he tells Simba he had nothing to do with it because he did not. This was not a part of any kind of plan that he had. The outsiders attack and have Simba cornered, but in the process, Nuka accidentally gets himself killed because he's so badly trying to
He wants so
impress.
bad
to
be seen
yes, exactly.
and accepted, and
it ends up being the death of him, and that's not even his. That's not even his fault.
it's no one's fault but his.
It's Zira's fault.
Well, okay. The reason why yeah. I was gonna say the reason why he died because they tried to blame it on Kovu. Whoops. But no, you're right. It is all Zira's fault. And then Zira tried to blame it on Kovu.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what happened.
She is the type of character that's gonna push all the. But also, I think in that regard too, I think she's so far gone that she doesn't even see how bad of a parent she is.
Yeah.
So
I
like
could
she doesn't even
definitely see
think
that.
about it from the perspective of like, oh no, I'm responsible for this, but I'm gonna blame Kovu. Like she truly deep down believes it was Kovu's fault.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
But this is really like his last words are literally like, "I'm sorry, mother, I tried."
Yeah.
Like fuck, dude.
Oh.
And we see a rare moment
well.
of vulnerability from Zira here as she's earnestly wrecked by the death of her eldest son.
Yes. But then that only makes it so much worse and like
Right.
completely fuels her fire.
Yeah, I mean that fire would have never went away, but it definitely like adds like you
It
said,
made her
more
be like,
fuel
we need to do
it.
something right now.
Simba's out of breath and can't muster up many words to explain what happened as he's helped away by Timon and Pumbaa. Zira's fucking pissed at Kovu and hits him, giving him the scar.
Classic.
Even more makes him look just like Scar Jr. She says Kovu can't run from his destiny and tells him he's responsible for the death of his brother. Zira says it's time they take the Pride Lands by force with Simba weakened now. Kovu comes back to the Pride Lands, tries to explain himself, but Simba don't want to hear none of it, and Kovu is exiled in a dramatic moment. Then we get another little song, guys.
Bomb song. Best song in the movie.
This one's all about shitting all over Kovu.
Yeah. That part is making me sad, but the song itself was fire.
What is it? Deception, disgrace.
Disgrace.
How'd they say? I like the way he said it. It was so soulful.
Deception.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
Disgrace.
What'd you say during that too? You were like this zebra and antelope.
Oh yeah, the zebra and antelope are singing like them lions wouldn't eat the fuck out of them.
For real.
Now Kiara is banished from even leaving Pride Rock at all, and she tells Simba he's got it all wrong about Kovu. She says he loves her. Before delivering the sick burn of "You will never be Mufasa." Ooh, she runs off to find Kovu.
She got him with that one.
Then it's time for another little song. I like that it's just a song playing. Like this reminded me a lot of the song that plays whenever Nala and Simba reunite in the first one because they're singing. Their characters are singing the song, I believe, but just like here, but they're not singing the song. Like visually singing it anyway. And I think that like made this whole scene it gave it greater strength by not having them visually sing it, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like I think that just it added to the scene versus it being like, oh, here's a little musical number. Because I feel like we've reached such a dramatic point in the film where it'd be like kind of cheesy. You're like, come on.
Yeah.
You're gonna sing now? Like so that's one thing that I think can like make or break a musical is like in those dramatic moments, like does it feel intrusive to have a song or not, you know? And I almost felt like it would have felt a little more off to have Kiara just break out into song.
For sure.
Versus having this just play over the sequence of what's happening, which is Kiara and Kovu reuniting. Kovu wants to go start their own pride, but Kiara says they must go back or else they'll be forever divided. Meanwhile, the outsiders are preparing to attack. What a perfect time for a thunderstorm, by the way.
This was the part, though, real quick, before the thunderstorm. When they looked into the water, both of their halves, like melded into one.
Mhm.
And there was multiple scenes throughout the movie where Kiara had looked into water and they only showed half of her face.
Oh, because so that was a pivotal whenever at the beginning, whenever she said I'm much more than a princess, but didn't know what to say. That was like
Yes.
messaging.
Yes.
Like hidden like a message.
And that combined with the half of a reflection thing, like whenever that moment hit for me that had noticed that, it was like oh my god.
And she finally finds like the
she's
other
figuring
half
it
of herself.
out. Yeah, and she's choosing not to run away with and all of it, but to like still be the princess / queen because she found like the other half, you know.
Timon and Pumbaa are fighting over the disappearance of Kiara, which Simba finds out about right as Zazu alerts them of the outsiders' arrival. So a bunch of shit's happening right now.
Yeah.
The outsiders attack, but Simba's pride holds their own. Zira herself, of course, is more or less coaching the violence instead of participating herself because she's a coward. Timon and Pumbaa try to help, but that ain't happening. Just as they're about to be eaten, though, Timon has some quick thinking, threatening them with Pumbaa's farts, I guess. This was dumb. This was like one of the only moments in the film where I was like, that was
Because Jordan hates fart jokes.
not even just that, but I just felt like we're at a really fucking big. We're at the climax right now. You know? And there was the comedy with like
but
the
that's very Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah, no, it is. But like we think about like this was basically like a replica
of the first one,
of like the Mr. Pig. I'm Mr. Pig. You know, like that was silly, but still felt like it fit within the climax.
Yeah, but I feel like Pumbaa could actually stand a chance against hyenas, but lionesses
should have just actually had him fire off a fart.
Yeah,
I feel like that alone would have made it better.
Yeah,
because otherwise he's just like
and then
aiming
make
his
him
tail
like
at
pass
them. And
out.
It was the way they all screamed for me that was just super corny. It was like, okay, I feel like this movie has been taken very seriously, even with the comedic moments up to that point. So it was like it didn't like fully take me out of it by any means. I'm not saying that, and I'm not holding it strongly against the film, but like that was one of the only like what felt like a direct to video moment.
Okay,
to me, if that makes sense.
That's fair. That's fair.
Zira and Simba are about to tussle when Kovu and Kiara separate their parents. Zira calls her son weak, and Kiara is trying to reason with Simba. He does start getting the picture, though. She's like, look, we're all the same. Like, what differences do you notice? And they're panning over all of them, and then there's this one little, like, scraggly motherfucker that's, like, small.
Oh, like, bug-eyed and, like, yeah, looks all fucked up. It's like, we're all good. Except for you. You're out.
You're kind of weird.
Simba and Kiara embrace, and Vitani agrees with Kiara instead of siding with her mother. Zira isn't giving in, though, but her pride begins leaving her side, and even then, she's still not giving an inch. She's stubborn to the bitter end, and she still goes after Simba, saying this is for Scar. She, at this point, like, knows she's gonna die, but she's like, I'm gonna die.
She just wants to do something.
Believing what I believe in, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she's, like, fighting for...
She's gonna go down fighting.
What she's believed for X amount of years, you know? It's not as easy for her to give it up. It's like she's just too darn stubborn.
Yeah.
Kiara jumps in to stand up for her father, and her and Zira take a tumble off a cliff. Crazy moment here, though, where Zira is falling. Kiara tries to save her, but Zira would rather die.
Yeah, she literally smacked her hand away.
Yeah, she falls to her death in the rushing water below with a smile on her face.
Yes. And they didn't really want to make it look like she was basically committing suicide, but that's kind of what you ended up with no matter what. It just wasn't, I guess, as glaringly obvious to younger audiences, but
she basically did. She had an opportunity to be saved, and she didn't want that.
But there was a scene where she like batted Nala away and then purposely let go.
Okay.
Or like, I don't know if it was officially like created, animated, or whatever, but like
they made it more like she like slid off eventually.
Like she couldn't hold it.
Right. And I think that could be argued that it wasn't suicide versus like she would have like been okay with like helping herself back up. She just wasn't going to accept Kiara's help.
Yes.
And then also like there's that thing too where it's like if she accepts Kiara's help, then it's like forgetting everything that she's ever stood on, and now it's like oh, I owe
and accepting defeat
her my life, and I don't want to owe her my life. So it's really fucking deep and fucked up and insane. It's like this is like it's one of those things where it's like this is like the last like member of a cult that still believes in the cult's values and
would rather die
is
than
willing to
admit
die
they were
for
wrong.
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that guy that pulled up in the drive-through that fucking bikini place or whatever, with his fucking with no pants on and his dick out, and then he the girl was recording, and then he kills himself right after.
Immediately, yeah.
That was pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That is a crazy comparison.
No, it just reminded me of that because it's like he would rather kill himself than admit he was wrong.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Then we get a let's go home moment. Lots of love. And
everybody's just like, okay, move on.
Yay,
even Kovu's like, all right.
Yeah, we don't get any moment of Vitari. What is it? Vitari.
Yeah.
Or Kovu being like, oh, damn, mom died.
Literally.
It's just like, yay, peace.
Yeah.
Happiness. The end.
I mean, shit. She
Also
really clearly was never going to change.
In the first film where they had that big, what do you want to call that? As a crescendo or whatever, where they're like building up to the big boom. Final note of the song. Didn't in the first film it went like boom, and they were like the Lion King, and here it was like boom, the end. You know, I like the showing the logo better. I feel like there's something more impactful about
the end definitely felt
and just being like the end. That's so corny.
That was very different.
Like I don't know, there's just something more epic about the way they did it in the first film.
I think everything in the first film just felt more epic.
Yeah, but that has a lot to do with, I think, animation and everything too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors that go into that.
For sure. And the soundtrack and music and everything.
Which I think parlays us perfectly into our next segment here on the Disness. Ladies and gents, it's report card time!
All right.
Let's get right into it as we got a full report card this week, my friends.
We do. It's been a minute.
The full deal. Let's do the deal. Let's start with animation. Kaylee.
All right. I am really in between a B+ and an A- because for a Disney movie sequel, as we've already talked about a lot, this was definitely at the top of the list in terms of almost everything, and especially the animation. Like I felt like they did a really good job animating their faces and bodies and movement and expressions while still caring about the background, because sometimes in sequels you notice all the little details that Disney's very known for kind of fall off. But this one, they just, it wasn't the exact same as the first movie, obviously, but there was still a good amount of detail that I appreciated. The scenery and the colors are still bright and earthy in a good way. And I did want to include that this movie actually re-released, I want to say 2000, anywhere between 2002 and 4. And they did like this 2-disc special where they had a bunch of special features and extra stuff and behind the scenes stuff. And for some reason, in that version, they reanimated Kovu's face during the croc battle to not look scared, but just to be looking like side to side or whatever. So I kind of want to try to find that version and watch it just to, I don't know, see. I guess it's just because it did better than they were expecting, or just as good as they were expecting. So
it's an interesting and kind of random thing to be like, let's go back and reanimate.
Right. Like just that, like, because I don't remember seeing that scene and being like, his face looks like less, more, I don't know. It's gotta
be one of those things where you as a creator are going to notice something a lot more than anyone.
Yes.
Like a consumer is going to notice
100% of that part. So yeah, now I just want to see it now, having known. But overall, this was very well done. Not quite at the level of the full funded, full animator, studios, but I do give them props for this flick.
Smalltown.
I give it a B+. I thought it was pretty like average. That's what I thought. I don't have a trained eye. Sorry, Kaylee.
It's fine. Thank you.
The one thing I do that stuck out to me a lot was whenever it was like when she sneaks out after being told she's never leaving again. The stars.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's where you were headed.
That was like my That's like what bumped it up.
Do you
for
notice
me.
moments where they have like the ombre of like the
Yeah.
sunset going up
Yes.
into the dark sky
Like
with
when
the
Simba
stars
was
on
coming
there?
out of the
Yeah.
cave. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That
that's what
really
I'm talking
popped for
about.
me,
Like
too.
it still had the little details, just not as in depth. Bless you.
I mean, Kaylee said everything else. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
I
about
thought, yeah, I
to
was preparing for you to sneeze as well. Are you smelling the inside of your shirt?
No, I was. It's like a sneezes.
Okay.
sneeze. Okay, he senses. He could feel it.
Looked like you were smelling to see like, am I the thing that stinks right now?
We're almost out of here. I don't care.
I give the animation a B. It isn't quite fair to compare the animation here to that of a theatrical release, so you almost have to grade this on a separate scale. But this is a massive upgrade from television animation, although it's an obvious downgrade from the original.
Right.
However, the animators managed to work with their constraints and still deliver beautiful, colorful sceneries that, like we've kind of touched on, really pop off the screen at times.
Mhm.
The character designs are great as well. I mean, obviously, there's some that they already were able to work with that had been created before, but I'm more so talking about like the new characters that were created for this. Like, I think the character design for Kovu was fantastic. It's that he has enough to stand on his own, where he's still like is clearly inspired by Scar, but it's not like Scar 2.0 necessarily. There's still some slight choppiness here and there that I noticed, and obviously there's other critiques to be made, like just how much smaller the Pride Lands and its surrounding area feels. But it's hard to blame the animators for that, because like with how this animation was, it was just a lot more like flat, you know.
Yeah.
So you didn't like it just didn't feel as vast as it did in the original.
Yeah.
you
I
know?
can see that.
But I can't really fault the animators and for that,
Mm-hmm.
because they were working with what they had.
And
I
this
think
was
what they did was
Slightly more
damn
digital.
good. Yeah, it was more digital than hand drawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about like that kind of like specific of a ratio.
It was
but
just
they
more
used
digital than they
more
had been
digital
using.
tools,
Okay.
yes, than in the original.
That makes sense. Let's get into music, Kaylee.
Oh shit. Music. I gave the music a C. It was definitely not to the level of the first movie. And I guess Jordan's like saying like it's hard to compare, but you know, it's the direct sequel. There were definitely still a couple bangers and like really enjoyable songs, but the opening song didn't feel quite as epic. It just felt a little more.
Oh no.
Yeah, Jordan, I know, is going to disagree with me on this, but just felt a little bit more toned down. It did, I guess, I'll give it. It felt more emotional in the sense of like they're all acknowledging Mufasa.
Well, yeah, because they have that
his-
pre-existing weight to work with.
Yes. My favorite was the One of Us song by far. It's the only one that I even slightly remembered from my previous watches, you know. And then I really didn't care for Zira's villain song.
Yeah,
I don't know.
On that.
Yeah, and Jordan and I don't agree on that, but for
Oh, it
me
slapped.
it wasn't, and maybe it was because of the woman voicing Zira, but
I think something you didn't mention was Kathleen Turner was originally slated to voice
I don't
Zira.
know if I saw that.
And there was like some undisclosed reason for her being replaced, but she literally went on the Rosie O'Donnell show and like sang a portion of a song. And
See,
was like,
and
"This is
maybe
gonna
that
be-"
would have been better.
She's like, "This is gonna be my singing debut," basically.
Damn.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I did catch that, so I'm glad you did.
Smalltown. Did you think it was just I?
Yeah, I gave it a C. I think it was fine. I mean, like the first song was pretty good, and then the kicking Kovu out was a pretty good song. Like they were fine. I mean, they were fine.
What did you think of the villain number?
I don't like it either. I don't like her voice.
Yeah.
Scars was better, and I didn't really like Scars.
And you guys
villain
know
song.
I'm not a big fan of Be Prepared.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
I said that on the show. I don't really care for that
Mm-hmm.
number. So I thought I liked this one more personally.
Interesting.
Do you know I'm also the music thing. I don't really care. Like
you're not a big musical guy.
Yeah.
not like soundtrack
Right.
guy. Yeah, I'm not.
For sure.
But
That's
then the ones that
anti-musical
hit
Smalltown.
really hit for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Because you love like the High School Musical soundtrack and the original Lion King soundtrack.
And that's where I feel like the words, like the lyrics were good. They were well written.
Strong lyricism for sure.
Yes, but the music and like my ears were not very satisfied.
And that probably has to do with the budget limitations as well. Like they probably had like a full orchestra with the first film.
Yeah.
And who knows what they had to work with here compared to that.
I don't know if they could do the One of Us song with all the layers and harmonies and multiple voices and everything. Like,
yeah, I love the
don't
hippo hitting that deep
yeah,
bass note.
Yes.
Ugh, I'm a sucker for a deep bass.
that's what I'm saying. And then the two ladies, the sopranos or
Mhm.
whatever, the antelope and the zebra,
Yeah,
hitting it.
facts. I gave it a B-. I'm gonna do my best to not directly compare this to the original because that's like the easiest thing to do, obviously, and instead judge it on its own. And even then, I can't help but feel it isn't spectacular or particularly memorable. I can't quite go down to a C though because I still feel like it's all like at bare minimum, it's at least anywhere from pleasant to inoffensive to me. I didn't think anything was outright bad. I think the He Lives in You number, the one that it starts with, is personally, I think it's by far the best and most impactful track. Like
Okay.
I felt something during that, and it was
I
just very
definitely
soulful.
felt something, but it was mostly just sadness that Mufasa was dead.
Yeah, I know, but like at the same time, like it's almost like uplifting because it's like he will be like,
He's still here.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's like one of the it's spiritual in the sense of like Mufasa is kind of treated like a Jesus-like figure within the context of this universe.
Okay.
But then it's also relatable.
Oh my God, Mufasa is Jesus. Or would he be God? And
He might be
Simba
God, and
is
Simba's
Jesus.
You could argue that too, but he just has like a godlike
Yeah.
presence within the context of this film, and it's relatable in a real world sense because when you lose a loved one, it's like they are still a part of you. You know, everything that they've taught you, everything that all your memories of them, like that continues to live on in you. So in that regard, like I just feel like it's a really, really fucking awesome number.
Yeah.
Really deep. Upindi is fun, but I feel like it was lacking. Like it was like almost like a really good time, you know? It's like one of those things where it's like, oh, visually, like it's so colorful and fun to look at.
You know, I forgot to write. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Sorry, no, you're fine. The last thing I'll say, but then on the flip side, it's just not quite catchy.
Yeah.
You know?
It feels like it's trying to be Kiss the Girl
Okay.
from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I could see that. Yes.
So, and it just doesn't quite hit that.
It's like Rafiki trying to get them to like,
yeah.
you know.
It's Rafiki is Sebastian.
She's trying to be he's trying to be like the wingman, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just, it just didn't hit.
But it just doesn't have that like memorable, catchy quality to it. You know, like I won't find myself singing that song like I would with a song like "Kiss the Girl" or like Hakuna Matata in the first film. The villain song is my second favorite, and I think it captures the character of Zira and her motivations very well. And like I talked about before, like I feel like it just escalates. Like it starts off just kind of cold and sinister, and then it works its way up gradually to just being like outright hateful and evil. And I don't know. I really just liked that escalation a lot. Let's get into story next. Kaylee.
I give the story a B+. I like this take on Romeo and Juliet because it do be making sense in the lion world. Lions be pretty stubborn and, you know.
And lions love Shakespeare.
Love Shakespeare. It was also cool that Mufasa had some influence without ever being more than the wind. The story felt pretty cohesive and not too slow paced. There was just one point where I was like, damn, how much longer is left in this? But it was more so me being a little worried about having enough time to do research and everything. But I was into it the entire time. It was a nice perspective of a young cat, all pun intended, wanting to dip her toes into the real world and learning real fast how tough it can be. And it's cool that she was able to make the right choice and really see the bigger picture that helped everybody win. Not just her and what she wanted, except for Zira, of course, because, but she chose that. and she dug her own grave. So, or rather, floated away in it.
A watery grave.
Yes.
Smalltown. What do you give the story a letter grade?
I'd give it an A-. I thought it was a good story.
Yeah.
They didn't like some of it's like repetitive from the first one a little bit, but I think they did a really good job setting its own like
It stands on its own.
It has its own thing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because like a lot of things feel like you get so close to a lot of things being a rehash.
Yeah.
But they put their own spin on it here.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. I thought it was a fucking good story. I liked it.
I also give it an A-. I echo that. I'm mostly only not going the full A due to obvious plot holes, but damn, this is some powerful shit. To be able to achieve a strong follow-up, like we talked about at the top of the show, is really impressive in its own right. But also to see them take so much inspiration from the original, but flip it, like I was talking with Smalltown just now, is really nice because it's not just a carbon copy of the original story. The base story here is really strong. This is a story all about finding yourself, trust, redemption. Those are like the big themes I took away from this. And it's dark, it's romantic, it's got depth, it's funny. To be able to balance all of those elements too and make it work. Like I said earlier, like I think the only moment where it like kind of like felt out of nowhere based off of how the rest of this film went was that moment in the climax with Timon and Pumbaa. Everything else I felt like really worked cohesively together. And it not only opens up a new chapter, but also serves as a bit of like what I saw as like an epilogue for the character of Simba. Because this movie's about Kiara, but then like there's still that background with Simba and everything. So that's where I feel like it serves as like here's what happens with Simba too. You know?
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Yeah. It's a sequel for the story, but an epilogue for Simba. That's what I think.
Yeah, I really like that perspective actually, because that's definitely what they were intending. Because it was like the whole "you'll never be Mufasa" to "he would be proud of you," and like Mufasa literally saying "I'm proud of you," and just watching Simba fight his own little battles and just wanting to live up to the footprints that have been left behind.
Smalltown made a good point that like them saying paw prints kind of took away a bit of the weight.
Yeah, high key.
And last but not least, I think this is going to be the longest section for me, at least, to touch on because there's a lot to talk about. But our last section is characters on our report card. Kaylee, what's your letter grade for characters?
So I'm just rocking with the B's today. And
keep on rocking me, baby.
I give it a B+. I felt like they were all good overall, but Nuka and Vitani were pretty one-dimensional. Like, all Nuka wanted was to be accepted by his mom, but he was like an itchy, scraggly, ugly version of Scar. Sorry, that's really harsh, but I don't feel bad.
No, I like that depiction. I just think he's underdeveloped.
Yeah, sure. And then like the fact that he like died without ever having any, character development or anything. And then Vitani was just
there
and had a potential with her personality and where she was, like her situation and everything, but all she was a cub of Zira's.
Basically just a miniature Zira.
Yes, but then at the end just kind of switched up because Kiana made a good point and switched up very easily without having
we never saw any of those moments with her. Like obviously we get a ton of that with Kovu.
Yeah.
But we don't.
But you just don't know what's like going on in her mind and how she feels about the situation, because she seems perfectly happy and content and like where she's at in her life and everything. So that was kind of not my favorite.
You probably could have easily capitalized on like making that more of a point by like maybe having her stand up for her siblings in a moment where like Zira's getting mad at her. Like I feel like that would have added a lot to her character too.
Or even like when
she's a miniature version of Zira, so of course she's going to stand up to her mom because that's what Zira would do, Sure. What were you gonna say though?
When Zira and Nuka were standing in that, or were like in that tree and watching Kovu go into the cave with Simba, I felt like if that was Vitani in that position and she's kind of more looking at it like oh damn, like that's what it's like to be treated nicely
yeah.
and respected and stuff, and not just be,
That's a damn good idea.
right, like something that would just kind of show her perspective and her kind of break in the facade that she's built.
Yeah, and I wonder, I don't know like production side of things as well as I'd like to, and obviously there's some things we don't know at all, but I wonder how much of this lack of depth with these characters is simply because they were told you have this amount of time and you cannot go more.
Because it already was like a year or two past schedule of when they wanted to release it initially. Yeah. At least a year. They had to push it off. And then I felt like Kovu was great, and you definitely sympathized with him because poor guy didn't know nothing but training and revenge. Zira, for me, was a pretty good villain. I felt like she kind of fell short in some places, but she was definitely ruthless and petty and stubborn to the very end. And then they kind of got it easy with all the original characters. They held up their shticks. Timon and Pumbaa were classic Timon and Pumbaa, and they're going to elevate anything they're in because they're Timon and Pumbaa.
Because, like I've said before, they are one of the greatest comedy duos in the history of film.
Sure.
Right up there with the Bing Crosby and Bob Hopes. And
1,000%. And then Rafiki was still great. Nala was, it's just Nala. She's never really been given a whole lot to... I mean, in the first movie, she was definitely a lot more hard and, like, strong-willed and everything like that. But in this one, she was just kind of a side character, yes man type deal,
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think yes man. I think she provides a different perspective a lot of the time. She allows Simba to see things differently.
I guess that's fair.
No, I mean, I still think you make a good point. I'll expand on that too. Mine.
And then Simba, and his helicopter parent and anxiety and stuff like we were talking about before. And I think that was a good way to continue his story and
instead of just making him Mufasa.
Yes. Yeah, like he was definitely still Simba that wanted to be Mufasa really bad. And that in itself was funny and cute because he was the almost exact same as Kiara, but
it's
now
really
he's an
cool
adult
too,
and he doesn't want her to do the same things he did.
They really could have gone a lot more simplistic with it and made him like, oh, I just have so much to live up to. I don't know if I can ever live up to that. I don't even think that was ever really too much of the point here.
Yeah.
I think it was more so just the differences in how, he's been affected throughout his life and how that carries over now into parenthood.
Yes.
And
it creates whole new fears and phobias.
Well, and he has a whole different animal, no pun intended, to deal with than Simba did, or than Mufasa did. Mufasa just has he has rule over this whole area. He don't really have any like rivals that he didn't know Scar was going to turn on him,
Right.
So it was almost easier. It was less anxiety for Mufasa because he didn't sense that greater threat, whereas Simba knows there's a greater threat that exists.
For sure.
So there's just all these different elements that go into how Simba is.
Yeah, and why Simba is
him stand apart from his father in so many ways. Did you have anything else you want to add?
No, that was about it.
Smalltown?
I give him an A. I thought everybody filled the role nicely, like even fucking Nuka or whatever, and the Virali or Vitari. Like Nuka, I don't think was supposed to be a fleshed out character. That's kind of why that's why he died. Like he's just supposed to be this like kind of sick, pathetic loser.
It's more of a symbol.
Yeah. And then Vitari, like even though it took to the last moment, like that was the first time she had actually seen somebody step up and stand up for the right thing. And I don't think that, like you had said, that Zero would have done the same thing, like would have talked back to her mom. But I think it's different because it went against everything she had been taught her entire life.
Okay.
And so, and I mean, like then her mom like threatened to kill her also.
This is true.
Kovu, like he's that's like that's like one of my favorite of all of the Lion King stuff is he's one of my favorite characters and all of that.
He is an incredible arc.
Yeah. And then there's obviously some like empathizing with the way Simba's portrayed as like the dad, because like I'm very much so like that too. I didn't have like my dad didn't get fucking thrown off a cliff, but like like I'm very protective of my kids too, just because I know the dangers and shit. And like there comes a line where like, you know, a little bit you gotta let your kids like figure shit out.
Yeah.
You can't live their life for them, make all their decisions.
That's one of the toughest things to accept as a parent, is when to let loose a little bit.
And then Kiara, I thought she was a great character. Like she had there was more personality I felt with her than there was even with Simba in the first one. I think like Simba wanted to be king, but he wanted to be king because it was fun to him. Like, oh, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I think
True.
Simba was a lot more kiddie, whereas Kiara came with a lot more like wisdom
Yeah.
at a young
Yeah,
age.
she wasn't like, you're not gonna pin me like she had no interest in the crown. Like she wanted to find out who the fuck she was and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. She's like strong. Like she's a strong main, you know, female character for sure.
But they never made it a point where I feel like sometimes in modern
No, it wasn't shoved down your
Yeah,
throat that she
exactly.
was. She just made strong-headed choices.
Mhm.
Like whether they in good or bad, she made the choices she wanted to fucking make. But yeah, I thought everybody filled in good. I really liked this movie. I liked all the characters.
So I give them a B+. They could have easily made Simba into Mufasa 2.0, like we've talked about, but there's so much here to separate him from his father. He still has a lot of growing to do himself, which is compelling. It's cool to see how each leader of the Pride, or future leader in Kiara's case, has their own philosophies that shine through.
Yeah.
Simba's different from Mufasa, just as it's clear Kiara will one day be a different leader than Simba, yet they still all uphold similar values at the same time that like makes it consistent. Nala is, in my opinion, vastly underutilized, unfortunately. Mostly she's just used to nudge the story along at times or provide a different perspective than Simba, like I mentioned to Kaylee. So, like, no, I agree with you. I just think, I don't think she was a yes man. Like, I think she came in at, like,
nudging
key
the story
moments
along
throughout
is better.
What's up?
Nudging the story along is better.
Right, exactly. She just came in at like different little key moments and was like, hey, well, how about this though? You know? And that was really it with her, which I think is a poor use of her. Kiara is a rock solid character, and I appreciate them having a daughter, as it obviously provides a slightly different take.
Yeah.
Because I think if you have a son here, like that was obviously the decision making going into this. Okay, they have a daughter, because then if they have a son, like it'll be really hard for us to separate this from the original.
For sure.
And it'll put us more under a microscope of comparison.
Yeah.
If we do it like that. Kovu is the especially fascinating character here. I mean, his arc is really fucking awesome, and you see there's never a point where it feels like, oh, we skipped a little bit in his arc. Like it's a clear like through line of like, here's how he got from here to here to here to here, because as a child, he's still, even though like all he knows is like fighting and abuse and anger, and fear. There's still this like bit of him that is just a child, you know?
Yeah.
And just wants to be a child, even though he doesn't really exactly know what being a child is.
Yeah.
And then you see the jump to him being fully brainwashed, you know, because this is once Zira got that idea, there was no turning back, and that's all he was just raised to be a killer, you know? But at the end of the day, there's still a soul within that killer, and he
got a taste of what the normal life could be like.
He's able to find that piece of his soul again, buried deep within him, thanks to Kiara, and also thanks to Simba too. And
and a little bit of Rafiki.
It's crazy because and a little bit of Rafiki. It's crazy too because like they didn't even realize any of that. Like he basically found that part of himself within himself,
all
without
his own.
like, yeah, exactly. And he wanted to confess, and it just couldn't happen, you know.
Simba had to be a little fruity and fuck it all up.
Yeah, because if you would have confessed right then and there,
then they wouldn't have never even been in that
It
scenario
would've
to begin
completely
with.
changed the outcome of everything.
Yeah. And then obviously, like he builds up this resentment for all of it and realizes it was all wrong and all he's been taught is a lie. So yeah, man, like just a really fucking strong character arc for him.
Yeah,
Definitely the
I
strongest
agree.
of the film, which is really cool. And then the way him and Kiara have legitimate chemistry as well, which also is great. I was telling Smalltown before we went on the air, I think Zira can hang right up there with the villains of proper Disney films.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
I think she is phenomenal. She's ruthless. She's abusive. She's obsessive. She's bitter, intimidating. But then that vulnerable moment where Nuka dies adds so much more to her. Like yes, she is all of those things, but then like you shed all of that, and like there's a tortured being that's been brainwashed by this cult that was started, you know? And I'll get, well, and anyone that's listening is like, okay, why have they not really even talked about the plot holes yet? I'll get there. I'm saving that.
Yeah.
But damn, man, she's great. Like, to me, she's just she's a more intense animal version of like the evil stepmother from Cinderella.
I can
I get a
definitely
lot
see
of
that.
that. Like, just obviously, there's the intensity is ramped up
Right.
100 notches. But yeah, man, I thought she was fucking great. And then she doesn't even get redeemed. She dies believing what she's always believed in. I think that's what makes her even better. Nuka's very underdeveloped to the point where I feel his death was shocking. I think it lacked the impact it could have had with just a little bit more depth. I agree with Smalltown. I don't think he's necessarily a character that they needed to put a bunch of hardcore focus on, but I felt like we maybe got like 2 or 3 scenes max with him before he died. It just didn't hit as hard because of that.
Yeah.
Vitani is even more underutilized to the point of me feeling like she was literally just there to like bridge the gap between Kovu and Nuka. Because it was like that moment where she goes to she literally could have just been replaced by just nameless member of the pride of the outside.
Like it could have been a little sidekick like Zazu.
Yeah, it literally could have been anyone. Like she did not bring anything to the table.
No.
To me. And Timon and Pumbaa are still really funny, just slightly less impactful to the story here, which is understandable. Rafiki's role in this falls off in the latter half in the film, I feel like.
Yeah, but
sadly.
he did what he was setting out to do.
No, he did. I just felt like he felt it felt like he was going to be more present in
that's
the process
fair.
of things. And I just don't think he ended up feeling like his presence mattered that much at the end of the day. Because I think Kiara and Kovu were destined to get together no matter what. It didn't really matter what he did. And then Zazu, he's there. He definitely has less of a role in this, but that's also understandable. And finally, folks, let's get into our overall rating. Kaylee?
Overall, I give it 8 out of 10 logs that fell and crushed Nuka.
Damn it, you're kidding me.
I took yours? No way. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was pretty happy with this movie overall. It was a pretty damn good story and had pretty decent characters. Mostly because they had such great ones to work with from the first movie, but you know, they did a decent job with the new ones they created. And the music was okay. I still think it ranks number 3 of the Lion King movies for me because of the plot holes and the certain things about like Nuka and you know that we've reiterated already. And yeah, I won't know for sure until I rewatch Lion King 1.5 because I haven't seen it in a long time, but I've also seen that movie so many times that I'm like, I know that's a really good movie. So
it is, but I don't think it's better than this.
Oh, well, you know, I haven't seen it since we've been together in the years before that, so maybe I'm wrong.
Do you remember what the film is?
Yeah, it's about Timon and his family.
Yeah, and how it's basically Timon and Pumbaa's perspective during the events of the first film.
Yes.
Yeah. Smalltown, what's your overall rating for this film?
I'm going to give it 10 out of 12 crocodiles that almost ate them.
I'm so glad. That's so fucking funny
Because that was about to be the one I wrote down until I thought as my replacement. Until
So
I
you
thought
didn't
of
get
another
either
one.
of them.
It's a good movie. Had good characters, had a good storyline. The music was fine. Can't really shit on the animation too much because I don't think, like, for me, that type of shit doesn't take away from anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fuck. I mean, I remember loving this movie so much as a kid, and I still do. It holds like a different spot to me than the original Lion King, because Lion King's probably my favorite, like, the animated, like, big, like, Mount Rushmore Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like, I like 2 isn't that far off for me. Like, yeah, there are some plot holes and shit, but like, I didn't even find myself giving a fuck about the plot holes necessarily throughout the movie.
Real.
I've been willing to cut them more slack on the plot holes as the years go on. I will say that.
Yeah.
But also it's a really cool thing that, like, anytime you can come back to a movie that you loved as a kid and still love it,
Still holds up. Yeah.
that's something that's really special.
For
I give it
sure.
47 out of 52 worms Timon and Pumbaa feasted on. This isn't a perfect film, and it's not quite as profound as its predecessor. However, in fairness, it does have a lot to live up to, for one, and two, it's a direct-to-video film, so there's that as well. But for what it is, it's really damn good and really well done. It's engaging, and it's briskly paced as well, just like the original. I do think the finale is a bit too hasty, but other than that, there's a lot of memorable moments. There's deep messages. There's the hard-hitting emotional aspects of it, good music, and it ends up being a follow-up worth watching. So there's the whole thing about, like, how did Scar have a separate pride of lions? That, like, where did this cult come from? Where were they in, like, the final fight in the first film? Like,
100%.
There's just a lot of questions here, like, how does this exist?
Yeah, like, where did Zero come from? Why is she so obsessed with you?
And I almost feel like there's ways they could have gone about this to make it make more sense. It could have been like lions that defected from the tribe, from the pride after the events of the first film, like, and like maybe Scar had gotten in their heads within the pride.
And it would have been pretty fucking easy to explain that in, like, one single scene.
It's also one of those things where, when creating this film, the original film, I mean, they probably weren't thinking, even if they were thinking, like, oh, we're probably going to try to do a sequel to this, they weren't necessarily thinking, like, let's plant seeds for a sequel here.
Right.
So then when you're coming up with something to work with and trying to come up with a story that's really worth telling and can stand on its own outside the original, okay, where do you get an antagonist from that's going to hit hard? And I see the thought process. I think it makes, like, if they had given this more logic, it would be fucking great. Considering what it is, I can accept it because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, it doesn't really make sense, but it's possible.
Sure. Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, if you're willing to look past that, and I think that's probably what a lot of the lower grades are based on, is not being able to accept that this makes sense in any way.
Yeah.
I see that a lot. That's a lot of people's beef with this, is that they just don't feel like it makes sense.
And, like, they were questioning where Sarabi was.
Yeah. Whoa.
I thought you'd bring that up, but you haven't yet.
Thought of that. Where the fuck was Sarabi?
That was another plot hole, but the lady that voiced her passed away before they could do anything for this movie.
That's kind of fucked. But the reason I didn't think about her is because she doesn't fucking have much of an impact on the first film.
No, she does not.
Just like Nala here.
But some people in reviews that I was reading were, like, weirdly mad about that.
that makes sense. It's a character that they didn't explain where she went. Like
Yes.
you're just left to assume like, yeah, she died, I guess.
Yeah. In like a couple of years, because it wasn't like it's been that long.
Look at their lions. They're probably like immediately having a child as soon as they get together.
Well, they
It's not
showed
like, oh,
her
we'll
at
plan.
the end of the movie, so
Yeah.
like Sarati
So
is
what
still
happened?
alive.
And they didn't like if she is dead. Like they could have probably at least given like a nod of like, oh, your mother would have loved this or something like
Mhm.
that. Just
Literally.
one line. It is one of those situations, and this can go for a lot of fucking movies where one line fixes everything.
Dead ass.
You don't need to give us.
But they
a
just think
big
if
thing.
if they pretend they never existed, nobody will question.
Holy shit, man! I'm glad you brought that up because I did not even fucking think about that.
Mhm.
That's fucking nuts. I mean, I get the voice actress had passed away, but like,
They could have at least brought her up
yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't even need to be present. They could have implied that she died.
for sure.
Yeah, man. Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm willing to cut it some slack, mostly because how fucking good the movie is.
Yeah. Especially when you compare it to other Disney sequels.
Which we'll get into one day. Ugh, Fox and the Hound too. Well, with all that, let's get into our final segment here on the Disness, and my favorite segment. It's time for Pimp of the Week. Smalltown, you want to kick us off?
Rafiki.
I was going to say Rafiki
I
as
also
well.
said Rafiki.
Two-time pimp Rafiki, but in different forms because
I thought you said it was Timon and Pumbaa for the first one.
Timon and Pumbaa were for the first one, but Rafiki won for the
Live action.
quote unquote, I guess, live action.
CGI live action.
Yeah, CG. Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, man. I mean, he's just a cool motherfucker. He helped.
He was the only
them
one
along.
that helped.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, yeah, Timon and Pumbaa just weren't as pimping in
No.
this one.
They fucked up too many times.
A
and
lot of their
lost
screen
Kiara
time was spent like arguing with each other
and eating bugs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just didn't have a lot to work
But
with here.
Rafiki literally kind of forced Kovu and Kiara to like fall in love. So who knows if they would have without his big push.
No, they would have. But
Yeah, you're right.
he playing Mr. Matchmaker, and that's
Mhm.
pimping.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Is that the first ever 2 times pimp, or we had another 2 times pimp?
It almost has to be.
That's what I would think. I feel like it's gotta be. But I'm trying to remember if we've done another sequel where it's like, oh yeah, they've won twice.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Damn, man. Because yeah, even like Frozen, the first Frozen was what? Sven, I think, and then the second was Anna. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay, well, shout out Rafiki.
that's a
Not
damn
shocked
good
that that's
achievement.
the first.
Oh, you know what I was thinking of is we've had 2 Esmeralda pimps, but they're separate characters named Esmeralda.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking, because there's Hunchback Esmeralda and then 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea Esmeralda.
Yes.
That both won pimp. Which, by the way, I just thought about that we gave the only female character, which was a seal in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the pimp of the week. Hell yeah.
That's fucking funny.
It's just gotta be Rafiki. I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah.
There's no one else here that. It's so crazy because we talk about how great all these characters are, but there's just not someone that really like fits that pimp criteria. here
No,
outside
not
of
without
Rafiki.
being one of the main characters. Because
Right.
like
Even then, everyone's
Kiara,
kind
I
of
think,
dealing
is
with
your
their
next
shit.
best.
Everyone's just kind of dealing with their shit.
Yeah.
Like Rafiki's just like Rafiki.
True.
It's just cool.
He's just pimp at
and
all
wacky
times.
and out there. Yeah, no, he's big pimping. I really want like a shirt now. Kaylee, can you please make this a project of Rafiki like wearing like a big ass fucking fur coat and a fedora with a feather in it and some fucking gold
And a
chains.
chain,
That'd
and then
be
he has
cool
his
as
staff
shit.
as his pimp cane.
Yes, yeah, facts. And you could like pimp that out too.
Mhm.
Oh, that'd be tough. Oh, I want that.
The
Check
gold covered fruits that he has on it.
That'll be up for sale at some point. Keep your eye out.
At some point.
At some point. Well, ladies and gents, this has been the Disness. Thank you for joining us once again. It'll probably be a little bit until we talk about another direct-to-DVD Disney sequel, but I think the next one we're going to talk about is I'm finally going to force y'all to be subjected to The Fox and the Hound too.
Yeah, you've been fucking talking about that for so long.
It's
We
been
just
an-
need to get it over
It's been an
with.
inside joke with all of us for so long that it's nearing time
Mm-hmm.
to talk about it.
I
Well,
agree.
Make sure to join us next time. Hopefully it's not a movie Smalltown hates, but
Fingers crossed.
probably will be. And then you'll just have to find out what it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
on next week's episode. But that has been the Disness. We will see you guys next time. I've been Jordan Bass.
I'm Kaylee.
I was still Smalltown.
And he's still yawning.
He's Yawn Town. And we'll see you guys next time. Good night.
Oh, thank you for your business.